Hello, everyone, and welcome to Adobe Live. My name is Anna-Alexia Basile, and I am joined today by the lovely photographer, Nikk Rich. And today we are going to be covering conceptual GIFs.
Yeah.
GIFs, GIFs. Tell me, like which way do you roll?
I say GIFs because it's a G. This isn't peanut butter. Like it's not GIF. I say GIF. So
chat, please go off. And then I would love to know where everyone is calling in from today. I see Oliver, Carol, Robert. Hello, everyone. Sean, how is it going, everyone? We are so excited to have you join us today. So
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. So what is a conceptual GIF?
So I like to tell stories using found images and even images that I've created myself. So a nice little quick, fun, with a little movement, little animation on like poppy color and yeah.
Very cool.
Yep.
I feel like a lot of times photographers are like very sort of like oriented within the still world.
Yeah.
And so it's cool that you're sort of taking it to this next level.
Yeah, this was my way to sort of like tap into motion in a way that I felt comfortable, because sometimes motion can be a little intimidating. So I was like, how can I make this work using my images, staying true to what I know and what I love? So yeah, this is what came of it.
I'm excited to see what you do.
Yeah, me too. I'm pumped. Okay, we ready to get started?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm feeling really green today, greenish blue. So we are gonna start with this color. And I always like to start in a nice, just like one solid color, and we go from there. And usually this is created out of pure, in real time inspiration. So when I started this project, I don't even know how many years ago, quite a bit ago, it really was about getting off my any ideas that I had in the moment. So that's the whole point of this, okay? So I've prepared some images, but some images we're just gonna go off of how we're feeling right now.
I love that. It feels very like in flow, in process.
Exactly. So my family, they are West Indian. And I have I have aunts who came, who immigrated to the UK on a boat, literally. So I'm gonna tell a little bit of that story and bring it into the modern day of how we love to be on beaches and we take a vacation every other month, and we're gonna go from there. All right, so I'm gonna start with that bit of boat sort of inspiration here. Just gonna pull this open, and then we're gonna make this into a GIF. So right now what I'm doing is just getting the images prepped and in frame. And so we're gonna do a little bit of this removable background, see how well this goes. So perfection.
Wow.
And you know, we improved that, so.
It looks, I can't believe you did that
done.
In one click. Like, I remember the days of having to go in and like zoom in and like do my like outline of edges that weren't meant to look like angles, but inevitably they kind of did.
And then everything was like, you missed like an eye or like an ear was moving or like the hair's all messed up and wonky. So we've definitely improved that over here. So I'm feeling good there. Cool.
And so, like, as you're sort of putting this together, like, what are you keeping in mind right now?
What I'm keeping in mind is that story. So starting from literally my great aunt and her story of how she immigrated to the UK, and then starting from there. So I like to think, right now I'm currently working on a project about my lineage and how we got to America and how we got to the UK and what that looks like. So my mom is from Guyana and my father's from Aruba. And so just listening to those stories of like just how we got to be, I think it's really inspiring to me. And it just gives me a sense of self and place and tradition. So yeah, so that's what I'm thinking about the people who came before me, and I'm going into my story.
Beautiful.
Yeah, if that makes sense. All right, so, and then we're gonna go through one more image. Let's get these flamingos. So Aruba is right now, they have like these flamingos at one of the hotel resorts, which I think is it's so interesting to me. And so I'm gonna select this subject here.
And again. So are these stock images?
And these are stock images, yeah. But some of them are found on the internet as well. So it's a mixture. So we're recreating to tell a new story. And how easy, I just selected that, boom, bop, done. That was, I wish I had this when I was in college. Like, seriously.
Literally.
Like, seriously.
The time we would have saved, right?
All right, so we're gonna select this subject as well, and then I'm gonna get started on my animations.
And so as you're going through and like selecting your stock imagery, like how are you sort of already thinking about how, you know, everything is going to be fitting together and thinking about like scale, like what's sort of present for you as you're pulling your imagery?
Yeah, so I'm trying to, I'm as I'm looking at these images and going through this sort of timeline, I'm thinking like, what's the best way I can do this as I'm, you know, going to grab. And so I'm thinking about how I want to tell the story and how I want this to move. So yeah, to answer your question, yes, I am. But I think what really helps me sometimes, especially if I'm like still questioning how I want to use certain images, is putting them all together. And then it helps me kind of like map everything out, which is why I'm just kind of like popping everything in right now. So I'm just gonna double this, and I kind of want this to,
Ooh.
I just want them to sort of, and then I'm gonna flip it actually, because
I love that it's almost starting to have like this like surreal quality to it.
got to. You got to. Got to make it interesting. Got to have a bit of fun with it. And I think one of the things that I really enjoy about making this is the freedom, which again is the reason why I started it, was just like, I was in this rut. I was in this like, I needed to create, but I felt like I was always within like certain parameters. And so we're gonna make this a quick group. And so and we're gonna take off this auto select because we don't need that right now.
So tell me what you're doing right now. You grouped those two together so that you can move them as one solid asset.
Yeah, so sometimes when I'm working with double images like this, if ever, I like to put them in a group. And then so I can move them, because once I fix it in this way, I don't want to use them as individuals anymore.
Is it easy to ungroup them if you decide that you need to do that?
Oh, absolutely. You could go to group here, you could pull them out, or you can Command Z, or yeah, if that's what you want to do. But today, we are keeping them as a group.
Today they're solid.
Today they're solid.
They're sticking together.
We're keeping the porters together. All right, so we got those, and I want to play with this ship here. So I'm gonna start animating a quick bit here. And this ship is more to represent that ship that my aunt went from Guyana to the UK on, which was a ticket she stole from her older brother.
Wow.
He was supposed to go, and he was like, actually, in fact, you're younger than me. You have more life. You go for it.
Did he eventually make it over?
No, actually he didn't. He stayed in Guyana, and he decided that, that he was just gonna stay there. And so right now I'm just making little quick adjustments to these individual layers. I want this boat to grow as if it's sailing along. I'm using my hotkeys here. Command for everything, Command J, copy. And we're just moving it along. And I like to check my progress as I go.
Ah.
And if you go back, you see I got double, so you gotta make sure to take your layers off.
It's easy to forget that.
It's so easy.
It's interesting too to see you animating it kind of like step by step, so it looks like you're sort of like making something smaller as it's meant to be further in the distance, and then as it gets closer to you, it's not only moving across the frame, but it's growing in size. Do you, like, are you just sort of like making it grow willy-nilly, or is there like a specific amount that you're increasing the size each time?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Let's be honest. It's willy-nilly. It's that, because it's that sense of freedom to because I know that over time it's gonna grow.
Yes.
So let's look back really quick at what we've done really quickly. Going to 1, turn that off, 2, 3, 4. All All right, our layers are working good. Good to go. All right. And just really quick, boom.
Wow.
It's a little too fast for me right now, but as you see, like, it's doing what it needs to do.
That boat is trying to leave.
It's going. All right.
She's like, get me.
New horizons. Get me out of here.
Go.
Let's hit it. And that's very much me. Like, I'm always trying to go on a trip, see something new, try something new. I definitely think I get this from this aunt, this very aunt. Auntie Millicent, that's my girl. She's traveling every single month. There's no question about it.
Love that for her.
Her and her sister went on a Bali train trip once, and I was like, yes, that's the life I want to have. I want to be the older auntie who's just always traveling and brings you back gifts.
That is incredible.
That's what I want for my life. All right, so just cleaning up these layers, these earlier ones, making sure we're good to go. And I'm feeling really good about this. I'm gonna pop the porters in a bit. And the porters were educated black men who used to tend to sleeping cars in the US. And so we're gonna bring that piece of history into here. And
I feel like the boat is moving as fast as like you're working.
and it's crazy because I feel like I am not moving that fast.
I feel like you are so quick. I'm always so impressed when I watch people move through their workflow and they're just blazing.
And probably because I've done this like a million times. I try to teach my friend. He's like, wait. Go back.
Yeah.
Quit. And I'm like, what are you not getting? It's okay, though. Love him. Shout out to Irvy. Love him.
Irvy.
I know he's somewhere in the chat.
Oh my gosh, Sean is saying no icebergs.
Oh, there's no icebergs.
There are no icebergs in this today.
We are definitely, we're definitely going to dodge that iceberg.
Yeah, different story, y'all.
Let's be honest. Can we all? How do we feel about the door? They could have fit. They could have both fit.
We believe that.
They could have both fit. All right. So, gonna go back and clean some stuff up again, making sure we're going good across that good old ocean. We got a little jump skip here. And that's why I think it's always good to go back, because what are you doing here? You don't even go here. All right, perfect. We're just gonna save that really quickly and file, save, or we'll save that in a bit actually. All right, so we have our boat going, and then we're gonna bring in our porters. So our boat is now off the screen here. And we got our porters, so we're gonna bring them in. How should we do this? I feel like they should come a little later actually, because they did come later.
So is the idea that all of these different elements are entering into the project at different times, or are they all going to sort of like overlap in some sense?
I think I definitely want them to overlap in some sense because, one of my favorite quotes from Maya Angelou is like, I come as one, or I come as one, but I show up as 1,000. So like, you are what you're made of, right? Like, of all the people that came before you and your family and all of the people who've influenced you over your lifetime, they're very much present in you. So I think I actually want to pop in these beautiful flamingos.
I really like the contrast of the pink and the green that you chose.
Mm-hmm. All right, done.
Wow. Again, just really quickly selecting
Boom.
that subject.
Boom.
No big deal.
Done. Actually, I actually forgot. I already did that because it was so fast. All right, this is why
It's
naming.
okay. You only lost like 0.0001
Time?
seconds.
This is why you name your things. I love to name my layers because I'm not as lost as I
Good
I feel.
on you. I feel like I am the most disorganized
No,
Virgo
really?
there is.
No.
And I'm always like,
Did you say
like,
Virgo?
Virgo. And I'm always like disappearing the layer to be like, is it this one? Is it that one?
Actually, now that I think of it, I kind of want them to exist individually. I feel like I got more fun there. So what I'm going to do here with this beautiful selection is get rid of some of them. Let's deselect and let's start that over. And then let's pull some out here. I really want this really big one.
And so what do you think you're going to do with these now?
Make them dance.
Ooh.
Of course. Gotta make them dance. All right, let's pull them in. We got some legs over here.
Uh-oh.
Let's just mask them out really quick. All right. I have to make them dance individually.
What are they dancing to?
Oh, you know what comes in my head? Oh, I can't even. Beetlejuice. Am I showing my age?
I mean,
gotta make them dance with Beetlejuice.
Very familiar over here.
How does it go again? I literally can't think of it. I just can hear the drums. But yes, that's what they're dancing to. And we're gonna name this Flam 1 because we're gonna have a bunch of them. And let's make them go up and down. I like that. But
oh my gosh, we're getting someone in the chat that's challenging our American pronunciation of GIF. Robert saying that the creator of GIF speaks French, so he says that it's pronounced GIF.
Okay, I'll take it. I will take that.
Robert, are you lying to us?
Hey, I'm here for it. Honestly, tell me more history. I thrive there.
Real facts only, though.
Oh, gosh. All right. I'll just make them go up and down. Have a little fun. I don't know, Chiquita Banana's coming into my head. Chiquita Banana, and I'm here to say.
I was her for Halloween one year.
I could see that.
It was such a fun.
I definitely can
all
see
the
that.
like the fruit and
I so can see that. How was that outfit? I know that was fly.
You know, it started because I found this like really incredible jumpsuit at a thrift store that was covered in fruit.
Yeah.
Like a fruit print.
You're
and
like, oh.
It just grew from there.
I gotta do that. I have to do that. All right. I'm feeling good about. Oh, I love how they're just like floating. Hold on.
It's also, I like that you're using the same one. The repetitive nature really adds to the graphic impact.
Yeah, I think I'm really like, I don't think I like these anymore. And this is what I mean about working in real time. Like, I thought I liked those other flamingos. They gotta go because these are way more pretty and the statures, like the shape of it is nice. So, let's make them dance.
Yeah, it sounds like you're really following your intuitive process as you move through this.
You got to. If you don't have that, what do you have? Now let's get rid of those. We don't like these anymore. Actually, we'll keep those. All right, so our ship went, and make sure you erase exactly what you did on these other ones because they will pop up. Look at them. Select all and unselect that. Let's just double check, making sure we're clean and good. All right, so our ship went out of frame here. I actually sometimes like to leave an empty frame, make it just a little bit faster than everything else, just like a little jump.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna pop in our first flamingo, which we want her a little bit lower. Next flamingo. We want her a tad bit higher. Next frame. Do you see it coming alive?
I do.
Just a little bit. Okay. We're getting there.
I can hear it. I can hear the music in my head.
Do you hear the drums? Because I hear the drums. All right. And then we'll do our second.
I won't make everyone suffer by singing it, but.
I don't know. I think we're calling for it. Come on, chat. Please encourage. We love a little music. A little live music. Are you listening to anything, like anything new currently that you're like, dang, this is really life-changing.
You know, I heard a new Blood Orange song yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
That, like, really spoke to me.
Yeah.
Let me see what it's called. I'm actually going to call it out because I feel like it's a fun one. I was, like, literally... Oh, it's literally what I have open on my Spotify now. It's called Mind Loaded.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. I don't think it's the vibe for this, but, you know, it's a good one. What about you?
I'm here for it. I'm still stuck on Renaissance. I'm not gonna lie. I listen to it every single morning. It just hypes me up and gets me right. And sometimes Cowboy Carter when I'm feeling a little, I don't know, a little dangerous.
I mean, you can't go wrong with Beyonce.
You can't go wrong with B. But I've also been listening to a little Anita Baker. If we have any Anita Baker lovers out there, that was my mom's, she had the haircut and the jeans and the shirt and everything. She had it all. And Tony. Tony is always going to be my girl.
I mean, you can never have enough Tony.
Not enough. All right. So we're moving into American sort of culture now. Gotten into the trips. We've touched on Aruba. Actually, I feel like Aruba needs a little bit more love. A little bit more love. So I'm going to do a quick search on the Googles.
What are we going to look for right now, specific to Aruba?
The Happy Island. We got to look for Nikki Beach. That's me. But I went there one time with my father, and it was fantastic. I just need a little island here.
What did the water feel like?
Fantastic. But the thing about Nikki Beach is it's like a shelf, so you can go out so far.
Is the water warm?
The water is as warm as you can think, but it's not like a weird warm, not like a
bathtub?
No. Not like a public pool warm. But like it's so perfectly warm and it's beautiful and the wind is like blowing over the level. Oh, it's so great. I can't wait to go back.
I recently swam in incredibly warm water and just felt so at peace.
Yeah. I love that. I think that we need like more vacation time.
More vacation
and more just
time.
Like just more just off time.
More warm bodies of water.
Just all of it. You know what I mean? But this is the place where I saw my father as a child. He was giggling and everything. I was like, whoa, who is this person? I don't know you. It was great. I loved it.
So
I really just,
What are you doing right now?
I'm masking it out just a hair because I just want a kiss of it. And I want these hard edges gone.
Yeah.
And if you guys have any questions about my process, because I've done this so many times, it's just, please just ask. If anything is like, you're like, what the heck is going on? Let me know, chat.
Sean's, I imagine, very rhetorical question is Googling live in all caps.
I'm sorry. I just needed a little quick, just a quick something.
You know, Sean, some people are bold.
Hey, look, the people who know me,
some people live on the edge.
They know I'm bold. Don't worry. There's nothing crazy in my Google chat, in my Googles. All right. So this is really rough as everything, except that removal process because it's fantastic.
I love that it almost feels like a dream. You know, it's like a thought bubble.
That's what we're going for. That's what we want. Just a hair. And so I'm playing with like the opacity of my brush and the hardness of the edges just because I want to get rid of it just enough. Go back to 100. All right, let's see what we can do here. Googling live is actually living in my brain, and that is hilarious.
Oh, okay, wait, I love what you did. I like that you're making it, I like that you're expanding it right now so that we're really not feeling any edge. That's beautiful.
That's the goal. It's there a bit, but we're going to work through it. And honestly, I think I want that behind my boats. Let's see how we're feeling right now. All right, it's getting a bit lost because obviously the mask and all of the things, but we're going to clean it up a bit. And we're gonna move that good old layer. I need to label this because I don't know what this is. My flamingos. Label your, and if you saw my last live, name your layers, because what is anything, especially if you're using these many layers.
Yeah, especially when you have 400 million layers.
Literally. And this is where grouping comes into play beautifully. My flamingos, they're jumping a little too much. I think I want them a little bit slower, just a tad. Let's see how we feel. And you see my background is shifting a bit there, so we gotta fix that. Actually, we could just delete that.
So how are you fixing that? You just deleted the one that was out of place?
Yeah, because it just didn't feel right.
Yeah.
And it isn't needed because there was nothing else in that frame except for Aruba. And Aruba's gonna fade out in a bit. We're gonna fade her out because we're moving into America. Boat, flamingos. I feel like they need sparkles. I don't know why. I just feel like they need like some sparkles in there. We'll add that at the end.
It feels like the green that you chose as the background is almost really emblematic of the color of the water.
Right? And
really
so
matches.
when you look at that water, you're like, holy crap, I didn't know this was possible. Like, they're so spoiled over there in the Caribbean. So beautiful.
Do you have any plans to go back soon?
Absolutely. I don't know when, but yeah, absolutely. It's coming up. I feel like the universe hears me right now, and the ode that I'm like, they're gonna give it to me. The universe can be like, you know what? You deserve a trip. My dad's gonna be like, do you want to come to Aruba? Say less. Okay, so we got our flamingos. We are gonna move into fading this out a bit. So let's get our porters in here. How are we feeling about these porters? Let's see. Let's just pop them in and just figure that out from there.
Yeah, I've been really curious to see where the porters come into play.
Yeah, let's see. Where did I put? Oh, there they are. Okay. I think for the same as the porters too, though, we're gonna get rid of this edge. All right, and sometimes I like to do like I said, a little empty frame here. Finding my frames. I'm going to delete these. I'm going to go back a second. These are the old flamingo group. And then, oh, made a mistake.
So how often are you making these?
When I first started, I was making them literally 1 or 2 a day. And then, so now I make them maybe like once a week. It's really an exercise to get out of my head and to just get into the creative process.
Watching you do this, it's clear that you're in such a flow state, like the way that you're moving so fluidly. I feel like if I wasn't here, it would be like a meditation.
That's exactly what it is. Because I think sometimes I loved my school, Savannah College of Art and Design, loved it. It gave me so many opportunities that I literally just couldn't have. It's amazing. But I think sometimes having that sort of schooling can make you a bit structured, a little too much when it comes to creative things. So I do this to get out of that sort of rigid process sometimes. And so, it's meditative, and it was created for that very reason.
I love that. And I feel like you bring up a really good point, which is that even if we've been working professionally within like a certain creative field, there's still like a very prescribed way of doing things. Mm-hmm. And it's important to step out of that.
Yeah.
Like out of that pattern a little bit to sort of like reset your creative eye, reset the energy, and just sort of be in that flow state a little bit more fluidly.
Yeah, it's so important. And I think I kind of lost some of that, especially, as a photographer. I don't know if there's any photographers in the chat, but trying to get those jobs and making sure your portfolio says one thing and making sure you can, you're letting people know you're capable of doing this thing, and it can get very, very, niche, I guess.
100%.
Yeah.
And I mean, as a photographer myself, I definitely find that I feel like I make better work when I actually start doing creative practices that have nothing to do with photography.
Exactly. Exactly. So I feel like it helps a lot. Whoopsie. On the wrong. Make sure you're on the right layer and mask. All right, so right now what I'm trying to do is I want these borders to fade a little bit. So I'm going back and forth on if I want to do a gradient on an empty layer or if I want to do a mask with my brush. So I'm just gonna do a quick gradient and see how I feel about that.
I like this process of trial and error. It's great too to be able to see it in real time. And I mean, we're reminded of the beauty of working digitally, right? Like we actually get to experiment with something, and if we hate it, we haven't like put paint on the canvas and like have it feel like it's ruined.
Right.
We can just Control Z.
Control Z and get it out of here. I love that. I think that's part of the reason why I like digital as well. I'm with you on that. All right, let's see if this is what I want to do. Whoopsie, let's put this on top of the borders. All right, so that white is a little too light.
And so what are you doing right now?
And so right now, I'm in the gradient tool, just trying to figure out how much of a gradient I want to happen on these borders. Right? So right now it's on top of all of my layers right now. And what I'm really just looking at is where it's landing on them and if I like it. So I haven't applied it to anything just yet. And so I'm just using white and seeing where it's going. And I'm actually not mad at that, but what if I just change the white to whatever gray they have? Maybe something here. Let's go there. Let's see how we feel. That feels a little bit more natural. All right, we're gonna go a little bit darker and I think we'll be in a good spot. I'm just gonna go to the darkest part of this suit here. Actually, I think I like this dark spot. And then what I'm gonna do, all right. I'm not mad. Okay, all right, we're getting somewhere. And I'm just gonna option down and apply it to everything. So now it's only gonna be on the porters and not on the pink. And it's only on the porters right now. If y'all just saw what I did. So let me Control Z. So right now it's very prominent on everything. And this little, where my icon is over here in the layers, applying it just to this layer below it. And now it's only on the porters. And now I can move the gradient around.
Oh, that's awesome.
Simply in there. It just adds a little pop, I feel. I like it. I'm here for it. I actually think I want to move it just a bit. Actually, we're going to redo that. Command Z, Command Z, Command Z.
That's my song.
And make it a little bit darker. I thought I liked it. I want it a little bit darker, and I want it a little bit more offset. Okay. So the porters are here. Apply down. All right, and then we are going to, I grouped the porters and the gradient together. Now they're just all one solid thing. So I'm gonna open up this group just to show you guys the gradient here, the porters here, all one group. Okay, so, how are we feeling? How are we feeling? Gonna do a little animation here. And we're gonna make them smaller.
What are you seeing?
I just feel like it needs a drop shadow.
Ah.
I don't know. It feels like it needs a little bit. Ooh, it's like a little window.
It's so fun because it actually feels like a cutout, like a physical collage.
Yeah.
On like a thick piece of paper that's off
like
of the
that.
background a little.
I love it. I like that. I'm not mad at that. Okay. Again, this is that in real time stuff, so I accidentally hit that. I forgot all about my drop downs and my effects. There's just so many things you can do in Photoshop that some things overtake others. All right. I kind of want, oh, you know what I want? Okay, it's coming alive. Hold on.
The wheels are turning.
The wheels are turning. Okay, hold on. I want to put, where is it? And I'm just sifting through my layers here to stuff that I had prepared. And we're just gonna, we're gonna deselect this and we're gonna start this, select subject again. Look at that. Photoshop, fantastic. Fantastic job.
So where is this going? What's the vision here?
I kind of want the train to sort of like travel, if we can get it behind it in a way that feels full. I don't know. Maybe we can get it to.
Would there ever be a way of having it like start behind it on the left and then come out in front of it on the right?
That's literally what I was just thinking. Get out of my head. Okay. I literally was just thinking that. Okay. So I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna drive her through, maybe upwards this way and out. Okay. I like that. But really quickly, can we get into like this selection? This is pretty good.
It's insane.
I
Can we
clicked
zoom
one
in even
button.
more?
I clicked one button.
Yeah, that is wild.
It got the reins. It has the everything. Like,
I mean, even the curved edges are so perfect.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you zoom in on like something that's hand done. Yeah, it's wild.
come on, guys. Come on.
And I mean, this is like a perfect example of Photoshop really keeping in mind the way that, you know, creatives work and
Yeah.
what it is that we need and just figuring out ways to essentially save us time to be more creative.
Yeah. Literally.
Right? We're not like doing the tedious tasks that we really didn't like.
Yeah. All right. And guys, don't, again, porters. All right. Label your things as I need to label this. Okay.
I need like a sticky note just on my...
And I say that every time. If you were on my last live, like that's all I say. Label your layers. All right. So in order to get it to travel, how it's on top here, and come through, or it'll be behind here and then come through on top, we're gonna play with layers and we're gonna just double this good old train here. Train copy's fine. And we're gonna start her in the back so she can go behind the porters. I accidentally Command Z.
I really like the green circles covering the faces on the train. Was that already like that, or was that something that you added?
That was something I added because I wanted the train more so to represent the I think it was the only or one of the few Black-owned trains operated in the 30s. And it's horse-drawn, so I can only imagine how much work that was.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, just paying a little homage to the transportation industry in America. Where is the train? Okay, train on top, train in the back. All right, we're gonna work on the train on top, which is this copy. We're gonna hide the girls in the back. And my train, come on. Oh, okay. So I need to actually trade that. Okay. All right, so we have our train here. We're gonna do very similar to what we did in the beginning. And we are going to, where are our porters? delete this, stick here.
And so are these going to be two separate versions, like two separate projects essentially, the pink background and the green background, or are you planning on combining them?
It's the same. They're the same. So as you can see, everything here is pink and it's not supposed to be. So let's go back as we've been doing earlier and make sure our things are good. We're actually going to add a frame in here, turn this off, turn the pink on, and then turn our flamingos off. Have that sort of jump. Actually, to make even more sense, we are going to do a bit of a transition here, just so it's not such a stark transition. And our green is going to come out of frame a bit.
Ooh.
And our pink is going to be in frame a bit.
I love that.
It's like a little move over. Turn that. There we go.
The project has really come together. I feel like from starting with just a blank green canvas, it's pretty wild.
We're going to turn that flamingo off, and then we're going to turn off that background. And we're going to do this pretty quickly here. So bong, boom, 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 boom. Great. Green. Now we're shifting. This is going to happen pretty quickly. Because we want to just get into the porters.
Well, everything else you've done has been really quick, so I would expect nothing less.
All right, so pink is coming in. Pink is coming in. Let's actually do even more of a jump here. And I'm holding down shift to make sure that it stays in line with the square there, making sure that that's good. And we're gonna just keep it shifting. Big jumps here until we're in there perfectly. And let's just run this really quick to see what we've done and where we are.
Ooh.
All right, we got some flamingos. We're shifting in. All right, porters, bong. Might be a little too stark. So let's also give that a bit of a gradual intro. My porters. And we'll wrap this up pretty soon. We're getting to the end here. Actually.
Oh, are they gonna grow?
They're gonna grow. Nice and big, but quickly. So here's where you kind of have to be, let's see, are we growing? Okay, I gotta copy it. Which is why it's gonna grow pretty quickly. Because I don't want that many layers anymore. Where I like layer.
She's over labeling her layers, y'all. So she just said no more layers.
Because we got a lot going on here, and this file just keeps growing in size.
This is like the creative fatigue, right? Where you're just like, I'm at my end.
But I want to make more. But no, like, just like, relax, calm down. It's cool. All right, and then you got to keep making sure that your stuff is clear. And things can get a bit confusing, like right now. We have our porters here. Porter 1, 2, 3.
And so what are you checking for as you're sort of moving through these boxes?
I am checking to make sure the animation is lining up and that there aren't double layers on each frame. So whatever frame or whatever layer's on that's not supposed to be on, I'm checking to make sure that it's not. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's why I go back often to see and to double check and make sure that we're good to go. As you can see. And then sometimes I'll just do what I need to do and then go back and check it.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the time when I'm in a process of making something, I'm like making an adjustment, seeing how it all fits together, making the adjustment, seeing how it all fits together.
Yeah. And sometimes I can kind of like ruin the process a bit. Like, take me out of it, if that makes sense.
Oh my gosh. I start to second guess myself after a certain point, and I'm like, wait, but was like version 60 million better or version 70 million better?
Right. And so just knowing what I want to do here, I know that I can actually turn them all off, and I just know that I need to double them. And that might not actually make sense in real time, but I know I need one here, 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 and I have all of those to match up with that. So I'll just go back and turn them off or on, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So now we're in a spot where we have all our things on. But as you can see, things are shifting and things are getting a little wonky. So I might need to shift it a bit.
So what's coming next after this?
The train.
Okay.
We're gonna get that train in there. But what I need present is remove that, get this in. And then I need to get my...
I'm seeing, speaking of like this process as sort of like a meditation, Mike was saying that art is meditation. And I think that that's such a beautiful thing to say, both like when you're in the process of creating art, consuming art, just in the presence of art. So I love that, Mike. Thank you for adding that to the chat.
Thanks, Mike. That is actually really beautiful because I don't know, without that art, the mental, that's how I get my mental right. Like, and you need meditation in some form or fashion in life.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of time people think of meditation as this like like your eyes are closed kind of thing, which, you know, like obviously there is that form, but I often think of meditation as something that actually like takes me out of the present moment and just sort of like forces all of the thoughts in my head to quiet.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean like thinking of nothing, but it's almost like this hyper presence with like whatever you're doing in the current moment. And I think art is like that times 1,000.
I've had to redo that because things got a little wonky. And sometimes that happens. Like sometimes it just doesn't work out. The idea is great, but the execution is not that fantastic. So we're going to change it up, and we're just going to bring them in from the... Ooh, we don't want to rescale. We're going to bring them in from the top.
Okay.
We're not changing sizes. We're just changing the entrance.
And hey, knowing when something isn't working is like also a huge part of the creative process.
Because I have definitely have just tried and forced and tried and pushed a lot of things, let me tell you. So knowing when to say when, it is so important. So important. All right, we're gonna do this pretty quickly as I wanted to do the other ones. So we're just bringing this little window in here. And maybe I won't scale down so much, but maybe I can still play a little with the... I don't want to let it go. Can we scale down a bit? Ooh, got a little something. All right, hold on now. We could just make it bounce.
I think that's the solution to everything.
Hey, you my kind of girl. All right.
You might need to add that into the flamingos dance moves.
Okay. That's a good one. I like that. All right. Let's just check that. Turn her on. Bounce. All right. She needs to go down. Actually, I want to delete, and then I want to double. Let's just actually, if I need something done really quick, I'm just going to duplicate it. Option, drag. Drag that thing on over. Perfection.
And so as you near the end of your project, like what what are sort of like the final things that you always check to make sure are in place?
That it's moving as beautifully as I need it to. That it's moving exactly how it needs to, right? So we're gonna do this one really quickly too. And we're gonna pull her through in like 4 frames. That's 1. She's gonna move up here. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. And then gonna go to the next one, turn her off. Or we could actually copy her. And we're gonna put her up top here. And now she's here.
And so you're just moving it through the frame.
Just moving it through the frame there. And it's really choppy, because again, that's one of the best parts of this. It's not supposed to be perfect whatsoever. At all. And she's gonna say sayonara. But then,
so many layers.
so many layers. Shh, don't tell anybody. Don't tell my professors.
I feel like there's like the people that have a million layers, and then the people that like flatten everything and are like, this is what it is. It's solid. It's ready. Like, I'm not changing it.
I'm always going to change something. Something's always going to be changed. All right. And we're pretty much, let's see. There it is.
Oh, we're getting there. Oh my gosh.
All right, let's start.
I love that it goes through it.
She's simple, but I like her.
Amazing. So, like, what do you do once it's complete? Like, where does this live? Do you post them? Is it just sort of like a digital journal?
It's a digital journal, but I also definitely post them on my website. I have a whole tab for that. It's called Conceptual Gifts, where I started to do like a lot of color work as well. So I just check it out. I don't want to give it away. And it's really beautiful, and it's become, I think, even more meditative when I got into this color sort of theory, energy space. But I'd love for you guys to check it out and let me know how you like it. And it's on my website, Conceptual
Amazing.
Gifts. Yeah.
So, okay, what's your website where people can find these conceptual gifts, and where can people follow you on Instagram?
Yes, so everything is Nikk Rich, not Nikki Rich, double K, Nikk Rich, NikkRich.com.
Everyone knows how to spell rich.
I hope so. Nikk Rich Photo on Instagram. And yeah, that's where you'll mainly find me.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much for walking us through your process today on these conceptual GIFs.
However you like to pronounce it.
The jury is out. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today.
Thank you, guys.
It's always special to see you in the chat. Cody added Nick's website to the chat, so you all can find her there, and join us in a couple minutes for my stream next.
Yes, I'm so pumped.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another exciting Adobe live session. I'm your host today, Ted, and we're here with Anna-Alexia. Sorry, I'm trying to learn the name, the host, right, the guest name, and then they have a very similar last name. But anyway, very excited to be here, and then would you like to tell the audience what we're working on today and a little bit about you and your background, and yeah.
Absolutely. So, hi everyone, welcome. As Ted said, I am here today to go over a really exciting new feature that was actually just released on Photoshop today.
So excited.
Yeah, so today we're going to be covering Generative Upscale, and I'm curious if anyone in the chat has any idea what this could be. I personally think that it's like a name that's quite revealing of what it is, but a little bit about me, if you are new to my work. My name is Anna-Alexia Basile. I am a San Francisco-based fashion, portrait, and commercial photographer. I am very attracted to color and monochromatic spaces and well-defined shadows, and very interested in the human form. And I am also half Italian.
Nice.
And a lot of people actually don't know this about me because I primarily live in the US and I speak great English, but everyone on my father's side of the family is Italian, and I used to go to school in Italy. My father only spoke to me in Italian growing up, and so I'm fluent. I feel very connected to the culture, go back regularly, and I'm still very connected to my family over there. But where sort of this story today and this stream really takes a personal turn is that a lot of the time when I am coming to Adobe Live, I typically am working with my own imagery, right? Sort of like moving through the process of like my creative output. Whereas today, instead of working with my photos, I am actually going to be deep diving into
your family photo.
My family history.
Aww.
And the backstory on this is that I was always very, very close with my father and my mother as well, but sadly my father died when I was 16, and so there's just kind of always been this like question mark for me around like his life and his history and his experiences. My father was born in 1936.
Whoa.
So in Italy, he was born in Sicily, and of course, like you all know, that was like a very crazy time in the world. He lived as a child through World War II in Italy, and so there's just a lot.
There's a lot of history to rediscover.
Yeah, there's a lot of history in terms of his childhood. He eventually moved to the US, but he was kind of always this ladies man, would sneak off to do all of these things that his father, was a little bit against. His father, this is my grandfather.
But we get to see all the cool photos, show and tell from the early into the late life.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
I feel like this story sort of needs a little bit of background.
Yeah, this is a great way to retell your family stories and then the history, and then now you have a better sharpened photo too. Yeah, let's dive in.
Exactly. So this is my grandfather. His name is Stefano, which is also the name of my brother. I was named after my father's mother, and my brother was named after my father's father. And basically, Stefano was a professor, brilliant. My father also ended up becoming a professor of electrical engineering, but he also did all these other really fun things that he kind of snuck off to do, like skiing. He, snuck off to play tennis. He ended up piloting airplanes and captaining boats, and just sort of brought this really fun life to himself. This is him and I on the rickety the rickety 10-meter boat that we used to travel around Sicily on in the summer, and we would literally just see how long we could stay on the boat without stepping off onto land.
Do you ever get seasick or
No.
No, yeah, it's easy for you.
Yeah, I really like the water, and I love being on boats. And so basically, all of these photos, they're sort of a mix of some images, like I showed you earlier, that like this one that have me in them. This is us on the boat again, like moving through the Aeolian Islands. But then there are also photos that show my grandparents and sort of like this life in the late 1930s in Italy and sort of what that was like. And fortunately, there are actually quite a few like really beautiful images from that time that I feel really lucky to have. But what I've noticed is that a lot of them are sort of already, placed in albums in a very permanent way. And so what I mean by that is that these aren't just like loose images that I, can like take out individually and scan. And so while I do have a couple scanned photos in here, a lot of these, and you can really tell when you look at the border, these are just like photos of photos. And you can see here, there's kind of like this rough edge along the border, which I guess was like kind of this old-timey thing. I really love it. I feel like it kind of has this like postcard quality. This is my grandmother, Anna, and my uncle. And so in here, again, these are photos of photos. And so the reason that feels really important to name is that is actually going to sort of give us a little bit more to work with, meaning that when we are using this feature, which I'm going to talk about really soon, we actually have like a couple extra things working against us that will make it so special when it works out really well. So now that you have the backstory.
The whole backstory.
The feature that I'm really excited to talk about today is Generative Upscale. Now, Generative Upscale is this really fantastic feature that essentially allows us to upscale or increase the resolution of any image. Now, what is really great about this is that it essentially allows us to better preserve existing images. Maybe there's something that we only have as like an old scanned photo and we don't have the original, and we just really want to sort of be able to like sharpen it, add a little bit more detail in there. And so we're really going to be going over what that looks like. So we are going to start with this image, and I am going to bring it into Photoshop.
Wait, so who's this? Is this your...
This is my dad.
Your dad.
So this is my dad.
So his name is Stefano?
My dad's name is Giuseppe.
Giuseppe, sorry, your grandpa was Stefano.
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, the amount of names that I am asking Ted to remember today is
Anna,
crazy.
Stefano, and I'm learning. Well, because one of my good friends, he's also an artist from LA, so Stefan, is that his name?
Yeah.
But I always just call him like random names. Yeah, he just get used to it. He's like, yeah, sure, let's
He
go
just
with
responds
that.
to anything.
Yeah,
at this
yeah,
point.
that works, Yeah. I actually call him by his artist name, which is even funnier.
What's his artist name?
It's Too Much Lag, but it's like Stefano. It's like, it's a whole 3D artist, the whole thing. Yeah.
Too much leg.
Yeah,
that
like
makes me
lagging,
think of like.
No, like lag. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah.
So, back to not too much leg. This is my father, Giuseppe. And, in this image, this is actually, I would say, like a pretty good image, pretty solid here. But when we zoom in, you can see, it's not exactly like the sharpest per se.
Yeah.
So we're really going to go in here and make a big difference in just a couple moments. So, this is a new feature, so I'm going to be moving like a little bit slower, even though it's absolutely intuitive and possible for anyone to be doing this, whether you are like a seasoned Photoshop user or a beginner. So
It happens, yes. Sometimes I don't know where everything is too.
Oh my gosh, truly. Like I've been using Photoshop for, over a decade, and I'm still like, I do everything different.
And now I was like, where is everything?
Yeah.
All right, sorry, let's jump in. Yeah, image.
So we're gonna go up here to image, and once we click on image, you'll see now that under image size, we have Generative Upscale. So once you click on Generative Upscale, you'll be presented with a new dialog box with options to set the creativity here to low, medium, and high, and then you get to choose your output scale to 2x, 3x, 4x. So low, medium, and high refer to the creativity. The low setting over here is going to be better to preserve the identity of human faces and features, and will just better preserve the authenticity of an image. So authenticity sort of starts to degrade a little bit as you choose medium and high creative output settings, because, as we know, this is a creative model. So we are actually like generating information here. So that's why, the quality sort of starts to degrade here, or not the quality, but, really just sort of preserving the authenticity of the image if we're adding a lot of extra stuff in.
So it's more like a regenerate detail on top of the original photo.
Exactly.
Got it.
Exactly. And so the reason that we like to keep it to low creativity is because when working with faces, specifically people, and I'll sort of like show you a lot of examples in here, but when we move away from low in this current iteration, we're adding so much that we don't want to ever make it seem like the person doesn't actually look like themselves.
Ah, that makes sense, yeah.
And so we really want to be conscientious when we are working with any kind of image that has a person's face in it. So, although this is a creative model, like meaning again that it's generative and it adds detail, Photoshop did also want to make it, usable on pictures where folks wanted to preserve the authenticity of an image by not adding a bunch of new detail. And so again, like that's really why we're sort of keeping it on that like low creativity output. So creativity really has to do with like how much detail are we adding to this image? Is it low, medium, or high? And then scale has to do with how big are we making the image.
Ah, I see. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Also, remind you, this is like still like really new tool, so there's a lot of like information still learning. So don't worry. In probably like few weeks, it'll look super great.
Yeah.
Probably be able to identify faces and different. But for now, like this is just released, so we get to play with it.
Exactly.
I mean, you guys get to play with it too.
So, again, here we are, just really wanting to preserve the authenticity of the face. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. So right now I have it set to 2x. If I change it to 4x, you're going to notice that we get this error message
What does
right
that
here.
say?
So this says that the output is too large. So with regard to scale, there is a max pixel output of 4,096 pixels. And this is a known limitation, right? Photoshop is continuing to optimize for this model. But what happens is that here, this is just, I can actually, still scale this up 3x. I can also scale this up 2x. But I'm going to show you what happened, because here, the dimensions of this are already under that 4,096. If we are working with an image that's larger than that, I'll show you what the workaround is, but I just want to call that out to begin with. So here, we're going to keep our creativity to low. Let's do 3x. Let's be
risky,
crazy.
Like your grandpa. Oh, is your dad or your grandpa? I forgot. No, it's your dad who does the
Dad.
adventure stuff. I'm learning about the family history. Take me a little bit, but yeah.
It's a lot to remember.
Yeah.
So here, we are at 3x, and it's just really simple. All we did was, I'm just going to move through it again, image, generative upscale, low, let's do 3x, and now we're just going to click upscale. So here, Firefly is going to, be hard at work. And what you'll notice is that when we get our new version, the output is shared to a new document. So here you can see I now have two documents. I have the original image, and then I also have the upscaled image with a layer above it. Now, if you want to sort of like toggle back and forth between the two images, you can just do this. And here is where you
closer.
Here's where you really see the difference. So, originally when this was demoed for me, I was looking at it like this, where you're really sort of like seeing the images side by side. So let's zoom in pretty close. Oops, don't want to do that. So we're going to zoom in close here. And here, when you look at the images side by side, you can just see a difference, right? There's just an inherent like sharpness to our upscaled image. We're getting just like more detail, right? Like we see more information on the face. We're getting more definition in like the eyes and the eyebrows. And I think that this is like an image that's just a really great example of the power of Generative Upscale. So if you are someone that like really likes to sort of like compare by like looking at things side by side, this is a great way to do it. You know, window, arrange, and then you can go, you know,
Vertical
organize
workspace,
it, however you want. I am someone that actually just really likes sort of like the toggle. And so what I do to see if I'm really happy with the final output is that I go down here and I just turn this on.
I think I'm blocking the.
Oh, there we go.
I'm blocking the. There you go. Yeah,
Perfect.
I realized that. Hey, wait, you guys can see what's happening. I was like, oh, it was me. Sorry, guys.
So here I am just making, you know, this new upscaled layer visible, making it, you know, invisible.
Yeah, you got the, was it a mole or a mark on his nose too, and then even the teeth gap, and then the wrinkles is really like enhancing that details on even the hair. So that's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's an absolutely incredible model. And so, you know, from here, you can sort of make all of your other adjustments as you're going. So, you know, when you said like the mark on his nose, that's actually not, you know, something that he actually had. That's
so it's
not
like
a
a
mark.
photo skin or dust on there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it's like probably a little bit of dust on the image. So I might go in there and, you know,
brush it off.
select my spot healing brush, and then I can just go in now and just clean up little things in my image. So here, let's just clean that up. Got to make sure I'm in the right place. Yeah. And, you know, in this image, I would say like there generally isn't that much to be cleaning up. Like I typically will work with a lot of like, you know, like dust that may have been present on the image. I noticed that that comes up a lot when you're working with like something that you've scanned. But in the purpose, you know, for the context of like these images that, as you can see here, it's a photo of a photo, right? Like this is a picture that I took of this image on a surface. We're not really seeing a lot of it. Sometimes you might get like a little bit of reflection, but that is sort of something that you can work with from there.
And we have questions from Andrew. Do I need to turn something on to give these creative options? So basically, we're working in Photoshop Beta right now. So the new Photoshop have the new update with the more powerful removable tool. But for this particular one, is in Photoshop Beta. So you can just go on Creative Cloud and download Photoshop Beta to try out. So yeah, hope that helped, because that was something we were trying to figure out earlier too. I was like, okay, like what was added in the new Photoshop version, what was in the beta, but this one is currently in beta. So that's why it's in a very early stage, but everyone can test it out.
Yes, exactly. And this should be available to you very, very, very soon. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I'm imagining by the end of today, right?
Probably, hopefully, I don't know. No guarantee, you know. Like I have to hesitate. I cannot answer based on
Everyone,
anything, you know.
Ted said that.
Oh no, the dev says something. So I don't know. But it's there. It's on the beta. Try it out. It's fun.
So, you know, here we like had that example. So now let's take another image and try it out. So I am going to pull this photo in, and here we're just going to try to do the exact same thing that we just did. So
I'm like so curious. Like, are you? Because you say you're fluent in bilingual, right? So can you do like in Italian while you do the Photoshop?
Certo,
editor?
assolutamente sì.
Okay, never mind. Go back. Yeah, I have no idea what was happening. But how do you say yes in Italian?
Sì.
Si. I would just be like, si. Ciao.
Yeah, if anyone would like me to say any bad words in Italian,
No,
just
no,
drop
no
them in the
bad
chat.
Words, no bad words. No, I'll have you generate filter that. Get it? Just kidding.
So here we're gonna go to image, and we are going to click on Generative Upscale again. So from here, as you can see, this is something that I mentioned earlier, right? It's like our known limitation.
Yeah.
So
it's
here,
like too big.
exactly. So here, even when I bring it down to 2x, you can see that our dimensions are already surpassing our 4,096 pixels.
So what do you do when that happens? Just still do it, or?
So when this happens, you'll notice that, you know, it's going to tell you that your output is too large, and then down here it'll say open in image size. So you can click that. And I know that this seems a little counterintuitive, but just go with me here.
Oh,
So
I
here,
see.
you can actually change the size of the image. So, you know, right now it's set to, you know, 4,032 pixels on, you know, our widest end. And we know that that's too big. even though that doesn't exceed the 4,096 pixels, we can't double it, right? Because it's already like in the 4,000 range. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna decrease the widest edge to 2,000 pixels. Now, what happens when I have resized this image to make it smaller, so I'm gonna click OK. You see that the image gets smaller. Now when I go back to image and I select Generative Upscale again, we're not gonna get that same error message. So here we're getting it because it's set to 3x, but if I change it to 2x, it goes away. Because once we double that 2,000 pixel long edge, it still falls within our range. So now we can upscale it. Again, I always am gonna set my creativity to low when I'm working with faces, and we're gonna try upscaling it. Now, the reason that I wanted to show you all this image is because this is, when we're working with creative models, it's really important to recognize like when something is a really good example of a use of a creative model and when something isn't, right? Like in order to be great artists, we have to understand what works and what doesn't. And so in here, once this finishes uploading, what I found when I was sort of playing around with this image was that this actually was not a good example of a good version of this. And when I ask myself why, it's because this just looks fake. So let's sort of like take a look at this. Do you want to look at them side by side, or do you want to toggle between?
I mean, toggle between will probably works too, but you can zoom in so it's easier for the viewers to see, because I know the screen looks big on our side, but I don't know if they can see it.
Okay, so we're gonna, so you're liking the vertical comparison, right?
Either way it works, yeah. I usually do the super quick, like clicking the eye icon, so it's like showing you the detail, but I zoom in really detailed, but side by side probably like easier to see.
All right, so here, I mean, I actually prefer that too. But here you can see, actually, I don't like this. I think I prefer hiding the layer and showing it again. So
yeah,
let's actually do it that way. I think that's a little bit more intuitive for me. So here, what I'm recognizing that I don't love about this, and here, let's just go over here. So when I'm looking at this image, what I notice is that it sort of starts to look like a painting, right? Like it actually does start to look generated. And then when we toggle back and forth between the original image, here, I would actually say we have like more detail. Like the skin is just softened too much in this image. It really just starts to look sort of fake. And so this is, no fault on Photoshop, but it is really important when you are working with these tools, again, to just really be mindful and hypercritical, because you never want to, try to preserve an image and in the process save something that just like ultimately isn't an actual reflection of what the image looked like. So I would say that this, I included this image because in order to be good artists, again, we really have to recognize like what works and what doesn't. And this just, to me, happens to not be one that works. So I'm gonna close this.
Yeah, for me, sometimes like when I run into like similar situation, I do like kind of like lower the opacity, so you kind of still get like the little bit overlay of the new information, and then trying to mix it out or use the old school like sharpen style.
Absolutely.
But yeah, well, as you say, right, we need to figure out what works and what doesn't work, and if there's like different way to achieve the similar output for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, sorry y'all, I don't know what is happening, but my computer is like really lagging here. All right. So now, let's take a look at a couple other images. So I ended up making some selections of photos that I wanted to upscale. And I'm really, really, really into pretty much every sport that my dad taught me how to do. And so he was an incredible skier. And also a really great tennis player. And so I really love these images that sort of like showcase him in those moments. So here we are going to upscale this image, this like honestly fantastic image
It
of
looks so good.
these
It's like
skiers.
a old like vintage like magazine. Like,
Yeah.
What do you call like the lookbook?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like it's kind of funny because I don't know if you saw that on online lately. It's like a lot of people are trying to mimic the old film look onto the digital camera. I mean, I'm one of them. So seeing stuff like this is like, oh, it'll be cool to like get my footage to like be able to take like color palette like that. Just be like get that vintage look.
Well, so how do you bring the vintage look into
They
your
have the
current workflow?
pre-built filter on the camera, so just like trying to put in the film simulation. I'm not promoting their brand, but it's a really good camera. I have it. But yeah, most of the new camera has the film simulation option. So like, but then other people does in Lightroom, or you can figure out like asking like, hey, help me figure this out. Yeah, do you have any tricks or tips for it?
I mean, definitely, but I'm actually really curious. Do you like to apply the setting directly in camera, or is it something that you
directly
like to
in
do
camera.
after?
So I reached to a point that I'm really lazy right now. Maybe I'm always lazy. I don't know. But with most of the new camera building, that you can apply the filter in camera, so every shot you take is with that. The downside is that you can go back to what you have because we're not shooting RAW, but I'm shooting JPEG with like the compressed information.
Oh.
So next time I'll show you because with the little footage I always carry, like those photos I showed you earlier, is straight like from camera.
You didn't edit them.
I didn't edit them because I'm lazy.
Okay, Ted literally showed me some photos on his phone
Yeah.
earlier that were from an event that both of us went to that had these
Yeah.
like gorgeous backdrops, and the photos were
thank you.
incredible.
So yeah, it's just like it makes process faster.
Yeah.
But the downside is like you lose a little bit more control to it, but you have a faster output, and I like it.
Well, if the final image is looking like that,
Yeah. So like now I see your photos like, oh, I like that color. I like that little pastel, like little bit washed out, but like still got that saturation on there. I was like, this looks nice.
yeah, except
Yeah.
this is like not a camera setting.
Actual
It's
film,
just
yeah, it's an actual film.
This is like probably from like the 70s or actually this is probably from the 60s. I don't know. Anyway, if I had the photo, it would say it on the back in some like really incredible, like perfect Italian handwriting cursive. When I was in school, we would literally have like a handwriting class, and you had a notebook that was, instead of having lines, it was just squares, and you would literally write a lowercase cursive like A over and over and over again in every single box on the page, and then you do the same for uppercase A, and so on and so forth. And so every time I look at my Italian family's handwriting, I'm just like, it's incredible. So here, we're working with an image that has Ted's desired film output look, specifically for Ted.
You see a Kodak film right there with the, Damn, what is this? What film is this?
And so here, we're gonna do our process again. So again, we've got this error message. That's okay. We're gonna open it up directly in image size. We're gonna change it so that our largest size still falls within the appropriate range, so that we can.
Make sure you also have the resampling box clicked, because that option actually will help you to downsize and shrink the photo. Otherwise, it would just change the dimension size, but without it. So you have that on, which is perfect. Yeah.
Amazing.
For people who don't know,
And so here, that's a really, really great tip. And so here, we made it a little bit smaller so that now we can work with it. We're going back to Generative Upscale. We don't get that error message again. Again, creativity on low, scale output 2x, and we click on Upscale. So this was a photo that I also thought did a really good job of sort of like adding like just the right amount of detail, because I think that's really the key when we are working with, honestly, any kind of generative model, any kind of like filter, when we are trying to maintain like a realistic look within our photography.
Yeah.
Like, and for those of you that have been working with presets, you know this, right? Like, you're never just adding 100% of a preset. You add it and then you sort of like play around with it and you find the sweet spot, and you're sort of adding like, I don't know, 45%,
Yeah.
or 60%, depending on the use case.
I mean, that's also like one thing I love about like human brains is like with all the little details like that put next to each other, your brain kind of like picture them together. Sometimes you look at a painting, you're like, oh, I totally see what it is, but you get super close to it. I was like, oh, it's just a bunch of blurred color, but it makes the shape like make sense. Yeah, so like little detail helps.
No,
Just to add
so
a little
true.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah. And so here, I'm just going to zoom in, and I just I love this image so much. I mean, as someone that's like into skiing and loves color and fashion, like to me, this is just like such a beautiful moment.
River said, now that's Italian.
Yeah, also everyone looks Italian AF. And, you know, like I just love that kind of like cooler blue of the sky. I mean, like the film in this is incredible. Here's my dad in the background, classic, like cute introvert moment. And then we're just gonna toggle back and forth to see the difference. So this is before Generative Upscale, this is after. And what I really want everyone to look at is sort of like, look at like the detail in here of this person's hat. Yeah, that's a good idea, thank you. This is why we pay Ted the big bucks.
I'm just here to entertain, you know.
So, you know, let's really like look at this hat here. So when we remove our upscale, do you see how we're just like, everything just becomes crisper, we're getting more information. One thing that, you know, like I noticed too is that like even just like the outfits tend to take on sort of like a new life, right? Like we're just seeing everything more clearly. I really like how like, look at like the, you know, his like smile line crow feet. Like I really like how that sort of comes into play. I think that any time that you are able to identify lines on someone's face when upscaling, that is like a really important thing to look out for. And like, although that may sound counterintuitive, especially for people maybe that like work in fashion that are often trying to like retouch things out, when we're working with storied, old, vintage images, we kind of get a softening of, you know, like any kind of detail along the face because it's just not as sharp, not as crisp. But when we actually get to see the lines on someone's face, we're getting a lot more information about their expression. So here, when we see the lines around his eyes, I don't look at that and think to myself like, oh, ew, he needs Botox. I'm like, oh, cool, he's smiling. Like, oh, he's like, you know, his cheeks are pushing up. And so these are just things to really think about, right? Like we never want to go into working with creative models sort of blindly. We want to be really intentional about what type of information we want to retain specific to the project that we're working on, even if it seems a little counterintuitive. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. It's like those tiny details that you hide in there. It changes the mood, right? It changes the feeling, the vibe when you look at something. Like the more detail you see, like it's like when you find like a new painting, you like first glance, it's like, oh, that's a pretty color. And it's like, oh, there's a little detail, and there's more stuff that's hiding there, make like the whole pictures together. So
exactly, and again, it's really all about maintaining the details that are necessary to preserving and even just increasing, you know, the authenticity of the original image. So we're not trying to, you know, in the previous image where I was with my father on the boat, we're really not trying to like soften the face to make this like, you know, beauty dish look. We really want that information, right? Like we want the stubble on the face. We don't want this like painted quality. And so here, I thought this was just a really great example of sort of adding in information into, you know, the outfits that people are wearing, adding in information and detail into the faces. Here, I'm gonna zoom in on this guy. Even though his eyes are closed, I just think that it's like a really good example. But like, look at the difference on his face. Like,
nice.
Upscale, no upscale. Upscale, no upscale.
That's great texture.
It's incredible.
How do you say amazing in Italian? Is it hard?
Do you want to learn how to say it?
Yeah, I want to learn how to say it.
So I for amazing, I would say incredible.
Incredible.
And it would be incredibile.
I'll just go with pretty. Was it Bella? Right? Is it? Or is Bella?
Well, bella would be if something was feminine, bello if it was masculine.
Oh no. Okay, so how do you say incredible?
Here, let's say it slowly.
Okay.
Incredibile.
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 I give up, but you guys can learn, you know. I'm just curious. Yeah.
Where are my Italian speakers at?
Wait, how do you say Photoshop in Italian?
Photoshop.
Photoshop. I can do that, yeah.
It's so true. Like, if you are in Italy, and oh my God, anyone that like has been to Italy or that like speaks Italian, this will hit for them 100%. But like, if you are trying to order a hamburger, like it's the same word in Italian as it is in English. It's hamburger, but you pronounce it in an Italian way. And if I were to go be like, posso avere un hamburger, they would look at me like I was crazy. But if I say posso avere un hamburger, they'll know immediately what I'm talking about.
So is generative upscale same way when you say it? I'm curious, I gotta say, how would you say it?
I don't know. I think with generative upscale, there's like probably a more technical term.
Try
and it's,
it.
oh my gosh, I'm gonna embarrass myself. I feel like
That's fine. Nobody here is Italian, right? Well, here, I don't know about there, but in the screen.
Alexio, our
Try
tech
it.
guy, is Italian.
Try it.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like my conversational Italian is spot on, but with technical terms, I'm worried I would like not say the right thing. So I'm gonna hold off on that. Yeah. But here, let's just look at this image one more time and just really appreciate, like, again, it's incredible. Like, generative upscale has absolutely blown my mind. And as soon as I saw that this feature was released, I got so excited because I was like, holy moly, I have all these images that I really want.
That you need to like retextures and like bring up scales.
Exactly. And so this is an image that I really, really like. And so again, I am going to go in here. I'm going to use my spot healing brush tool. And I actually am... I'm just going to sort of get rid of, like, some of this, like, dusty stuff. Even though I know that it's sort of... Oops.
Oh, yeah, it's very, very small, thin.
Yeah.
Have you tried the new remove tool, too?
The remove distractions?
Yeah.
It's
No, that
beyond.
new, just the regular remove.
Let's try it.
Okay, so basically you select, for example, the words on his shirt.
Mm-hmm.
You see there? Oh, sorry.
Something's going on with my computer. It is
See
really
that?
lagging.
You can select that with like a selection tool or anything.
All right, let's do that.
Just circle that.
Oops. Hold on.
Yeah, around there. Let's see if it works. Oh, did you click it?
It's just lagging for some reason.
It's lagging. You see there's a remove right there?
Let's try it.
Let's try it. Drum roll, please. I keep feeling like they should have like an elevator music when it's loading, So I tested out, which I also show on my stream, using the regular remove brush, like the healing style, usually generate like a texture. Sometimes it doesn't look like super close to it, but with the new remove, which only triggers when you select it on the taskbar. For what I know, it does a really nice like textures, like replacing everything. But hopefully it doesn't kill your computer.
My gosh, I know. I feel like no, it's okay.
Yeah.
I think something's going on with it. What I find for me, the difference when I'm using my spot healing brush versus the remove tool is that I'll use the spot healing brush, which does not use generative AI, when I'm doing something. Oh, there it is.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so if you zoom in, like the texture, I don't know if you can tell on this one, but it does a really good job when you have to work on like new stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. And what I find is that if I am working on something that is like really straightforward, right, like removing these little specks,
It's
like
faster,
yeah, especially because this is like generally a softer image, I find that it's faster. I'm not adding layers,
exactly.
And so I don't typically use the complexity of AI. However, when I'm removing something that is more complicated, when there's like more detail or information on the background, then that is when I like to use AI because, as you mentioned, it just does such a better job. I mean, it's like night and day.
Somebody is that Julian Lennon on the left? I don't know who's that, but
let's see. Oh. It's Giuliano
sorry, how do you say sorry in Italian?
Scusa.
Scusa?
Scusa.
No, sorry. Scusa.
Scusami.
Scusa. Actually, it sounds pretty cool. Scusa.
So, here I might go in and just sort of get rid of like some of like the more
The dust,
egregious spots. I know that this isn't snow because these guys knew what they were doing. They were not falling in the snow and getting these little specks. So I'm just gonna sort of like remove some of like the more egregious parts here. And again, sorry y'all, bear with me. My computer is just gonna have to catch up with how quickly we're moving. And then, I might also go up here. It's so slow. What do you think? Should I restart it?
If you want to restart it, we can jump to my computer so I can entertain you guys.
I think let's restart it. It's being kind of slow.
We want to try? Oh, actually, we can just be a talk show,
Perfect.
Welcome to the news channel time, But anyway, so Photoshop has a lot of like really cool feature coming out today, this morning. It's like 6 a.m. or 2 a.m. I don't know. I woke up, it was
6
there.
6 a.m.
Yeah, I just like when I woke up, it was there. So there's Generative Upscale, and then there's the more powerful remove tool, which I'll show you guys too. And then I'm demonstrating the harmonizing, which is something really scary. No, in a really cool way. It's something really amazing. And then the fourth one, there's 4 of it, and I keep forgetting one of it. What was it? Project, that's what it was, project. So it's like a fun way to share your project together so you can create it. And for example, if I create a new project, I add you as an invite you as an editor. We can both edit on the same time with like where to find all the files and everything. Yeah.
It's incredible. The Harmonize feature, which Ted is going to be talking about, is like absolutely beyond.
It's really cool. But then there's like, it's also still really new. So there's like the tricks and tips. I had to ask Paul last night, Paul Trini. If you guys don't know, he's amazing. So I asked him, I was like, hey, you got any demo file I can use for live? Because there's like, I'm trying to figure out what's the best one. And he gave us some like really cool like tricks and tips for it,
Yeah.
How's the restarting going?
It is just getting worse and worse.
It's okay, guys. It happens a lot. But
Yeah.
hey, where are you guys watching live from, And do you guys have any questions for Anna or me while we're restarting the computer? Little tech issue, right? I already learned all the new language, which I forgot already, but incredible. Photoshop,
Incredibile.
Right? Incredible and
Photoshop.
Photoshop. And sorry is Kazuk? Sorry?
Sorry is scusami.
Scusami. Scusa us, Yeah, all right, let's see. Do we have anything that occurring to you?
Okay.
Yeah, so we're also trying to figure out like the Generative Upscales. I think it's like, according to Adobe, Generative Upscale is called how do you say this? Ingrandamento
Generativo.
Generativo. I like that.
Wait, who said that? Oliver
said
MVP.
that. Yeah, MVP. So we got people watching from Chicago and UK. We're almost back online. It's opening, Yeah, there you go.
Thank you all for your patience.
I know,
As you know,
guys.
these lives are just...
It happens. One time, like, I was live, like, something happened to you, like, I have to bust out, like, I have the critter thing, like, had the error. I was like, oh, no, but we fixed it,
The moment you're doing a live demo, that's when, like, everything comes crashing down.
It's not scary at all, though. I got you, we got you, right? We're all here.
We're back!
We're back. Okay, we're back online. Let's go.
Okay.
Everybody's MVP here for staying, You get a hug. Everybody get a hug. We're back. Yeah, there you go.
We're live, baby. All
I
right.
say awesome in Italian.
Incredibile.
Is that the same? What about like nice?
Awesome.
Yeah, like excited.
Cool would be like figo.
Figo?
Yeah.
Figo. Well, that's not being Italian. I don't speak Italian. So.
Okay, so we're back to
We're back.
to this image here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make like a couple final adjustments, and then I also want to show you all another use case for Generative Upscale. So here, again, we might go in and sort of like make adjustments to the sky. Again, we're just sort of like cleaning things up here. Oops. There we go. We got to see it on here. There we go. Oh, finally. There's nothing that makes me more uncomfortable than like a laggy computer.
It's like a smooth ride. Just like the skiing, Like, shoo.
So, here we might clean some things up. But then, another...
Is that a dog in the back? No, that's a person.
That looks like a person.
Oh, whoops. It looks like a dog.
Wow, what are you saying about Italians?
Hey, whoa. I said in the back, The brown jacket, the top, I can point at it. Where is it? No, you're pointed there. Oh, I guess my arm got caught up right here. But it looks like a pit bull from far away.
Okay, fair enough.
It's my imagination. Well, my brain is also lagging since the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
And we restarted.
Our brain just has to like match the computer. So here, I want to show you another use case for Generative Upscale. Yeah. So here we are going to work with an image that makes use of generative AI.
Yeah, and we got 10 minutes left, so we're right on time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, perfect.
So here, one thing that we might want to think about is that, sometimes when we're working with an image that has use generative AI, we might actually want to use generative upscale rather than sort of like preserving the integrity of an image. We might actually wanting to be adding more detail. So here, here's just like an image generated using Firefly. And what we're going to do is we're going to go in here, we're going to use generative upscale. Again, this is a big ol' image. We're going to size it down a little bit so that we can do our thing. And then we're going to go in here, use generative upscale, and here, let's set the creativity to high. So, dun dun dun. So here, what we're sort of doing that we hadn't really done before is that previously when we were working with wanting to preserve the integrity of people's faces, we didn't want to set our creativity to high because we still want the person to look like the person. But if we're working with an image that's already generated and we're actually wanting to add more detail, I'm not necessarily trying to preserve the integrity of something that is AI generated because it's not a real thing to begin with. So I'm actually curious to see what kind of detail it adds. So let's start with high. So I'm going to click on upscale here.
Look at that. It's running so fast right now.
So, again, when we are working with, all right, so there we go. So let's take a look at this here. So this is before generative upscale, and this is after.
Ooh.
So you'll notice that what it's doing is that here, the thing that really jumps out to me is that we're sort of like, it's adjusting the colors a little bit. So in here, like this sort of takes on, like a clearer color. And it also is sort of, I would say, guessing what it is that we're trying to do here.
Like the texture? How about the texture? Does it change a lot? Or?
Yes. So I noticed that, for example, in here, if we're like looking in this corner.
Yeah, we need to zoom in.
Yeah.
Closer. Take us closer.
In here.
I can't see.
We are actually adjusting the texture, right?
Okay.
So here, this is without generative upscale, this is with. So here, what's happening is that we're getting a little bit more, definition, a little bit more contrast. I would say that I'm noticing like a softening of the shadows that happens when we have generative upscale off. And then when we turn it on, we're seeing like more contrasting, stark lines. So here, when I scroll down, if we want to like zoom into another part of our image, let's take a look over here. So this is off and on.
Oh,
Notice
it fixed
how-
all the details on the leaves.
Exactly.
the green thing.
Yeah, so look at like the water, for example.
Oh,
See how like
yeah.
we're actually seeing like the texture that's in the water. And then if we are looking at the leaves, as Ted very astutely pointed out over here, when it's off, our generative AI kind of was doing some like wonky stuff over here, right? Like we don't, what is happening? I mean, that's like kind of an example where AI is like not quite doing what it is that we want. So here, generative upscale is actually a really great tool for improving the quality of generated images and, sort of just like making it a little bit better. So, here, as we're sort of like looking at this, let's take a look at another image over here. I thought this was really cool. It's funny when I'm not making photos, and I'm looking for inspiration, I try to not look at other photography and instead focus on other art forms, and I'm like very inspired by architecture.
Nice.
So, here again, what it is that we're doing is that we're really keeping in mind that a user might be happy with their like generative AI image, but they might want to increase the size of the image, or they might want to add detail. And so, what's happening here when we're using generative upscale on a Gen AI image is that we're actually adding more pixels, and adding more pixels essentially adds subtle new detail. So here, we're going to do this again, and we're going to click on image. We'll go to generative upscale. We will probably, got that box that it needs to be a little bit smaller because we're working with what are already quite large images. And then from here, we can use Generative Upscale to add more pixels and add more details. Now, I'm using this within the context of architecture, but when this was demoed for me, it was demoed for me with an image that was AI generated hummingbird. And when we were looking at the Generative Upscale version of it, it was really interesting because it was actually like adding more definition to the feathers. There were some flowers in the background, and it was sort of like adding like a couple more flowers in the background. And so, really thinking about this like alternative use case for Generative Upscale, I think is absolutely key. So here again, we are going to set our creativity to high because high creativity will change the detail a lot. So if you're thinking that you don't want to change it a lot, maybe it's wise to set it to medium. But if you're like, you know what, I feel like this just like really needs some extra pizzazz, you're gonna set it to high and then you're gonna click on upscale. So because this model is still being optimized, it doesn't quite suit the needs of a high creativity output when it comes to faces. But I would say, and like anything that's really realistic, but for any kind of like Gen AI image where you're just wanting to add more detail, make the image larger, the high creativity output is actually, I would say, works really, really well. So here, let's take a look. As you can see, we have created, our second file, and let's just sort of toggle back and forth here. So this is before and this is after. So again, here, you might notice like the texture changes on the floor. It becomes a lot more even and uniform. Whether you like that or not is up to you. You can play around if you're like, you know what, like this is actually getting like a little too far away from the original vision that I had. I want to zhuzh it a little bit. What you can do is just start over and let's close this. And actually, let's leave that open. Let's see what it looks like when we change the creativity output to medium. So here we are going to move through our favorite steps and we're going to set it to medium. So once we have it set to medium, we'll toggle back and forth and sort of like see what the difference is to see how much more information it is adding here. So we're gonna go to Generative Upscale here. Let's change our creativity to medium, click Upscale, and then go from there. So this is gonna be our medium version, and I kind of want to see how much it zhuzhes the floor because I actually kind of like the reflection in the floor, and I'm not trying to get rid of it completely in the way that it did in the high output. But again, as we're working with generative models, we just really want to be mindful of the way that we, are sort of changing our image and only doing it in a way that makes sense to us. So here, when I toggle back and forth, I already like this more. I feel like it still maintains like a little bit of that like really beautiful reflection down here, as we sort of scroll in. And I really like that. I like that it sort of creates a little bit of uniformity in the floor without getting rid of that reflection. And we're also maintaining, again, these like beautiful moments here that sort of add something realistic to something that has been generated with AI. So really the sweet spot is to use this model to increase resolution of an image while maintaining the authenticity of that image. And so as the creator, Photoshop has empowered us with these tools that essentially save us a ton of time and allow us to like really explore our creative process. But again, like we are the real humans, and I would say that it's ultimately really up to us to decide how we want to use these tools in the way that best serves our project, and of course that also like best serves our creative community, right? Like keeping art, and like using these tools in a ways that really saves us time and isn't necessarily replacing creativity. And so, here I brought in some little photos, and I was planning on like taking a picture and then trying to, do generative upscale by just airdropping the photo, but we did run out of time. But
I got one more minute, but you can tell like where they can find you, detail.
Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Again, my name is Anna-Alexia Basile. You can find my website. It's just AnnaAlexiaBasile.com, and my Instagram is @AnnaAlexia. Hopefully Cody will put that in the chat. I would love to
Yes,
hear.
that was put it in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would also love to hear like what images you all are excited to preserve and upscale, and how you all are going to be using this tool. So thank you so much for
guys.
hosting.
Oh,
Thank you
always,
so much for
yeah.
joining.
And make sure, guys, stay tuned because we still have three more sessions. I'm going on live next, so I'm show you all the cool tricks and stuff. But yeah, we'll be right back in 5 minutes. So thanks for being here.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay, welcome. I'm Nikk Rich, photographer, and I'm here with Ted. Can you tell us a little bit about
It's your
what
first
you have
time
going on today?
It's your first time hosting. Are you
Yes,
excited?
I'm pumped.
Everybody
I'm very
clapping.
excited.
Everybody
Clap
say
me up,
chat,
clap me
definitely
up.
in chat. Yeah, everybody, woo, you know, we're cheer her up.
Yes.
Hey everyone, and welcome back. My name is Ted, aka Ted's Little Drink. I'll be your guest today. Showing you guys some of the coolest new Photoshop feature. It's kind of scary. Have you checked them out?
I have.
There's 4 of it.
I really
and
like it.
Every time I say there's 4, and I always forget one of it, so I'm gonna try if I can remember
I
out
got
of my
you.
head. Okay, so we got Generative Upscale,
Uh-huh.
right? And then we have the more powerful remove tool.
Yep.
And then we have Harmonizing, which I'll be showing you guys. And the last one is, I just remember the last one. What was the last one?
The last one is...
The last one is, let me think, Project, there you go.
Project!
Yeah, it's something really interesting, it's new, so some of this is in beta. So I'll be showing you guys, and I'll also do a really quick, cool art demo. Might be cool, might not be cool, but always feel free. You guys can throw ideas at me, and I'll try to add in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's jump right in. Also, my jacket is really cool. Anyway.
I like it.
Yeah, thank you. One Piece, you know, I love One Piece.
Love
Anyway, okay, so if you jump into Photoshop, that's how you can always check out like what's new on release. So sometimes I'll type like, hey, what's new on Photoshop 2025? What's the new release? You should be able to get the 26.9 version that was released this morning. There's also like the beta testing too, which I'll show you guys like when I have that open. So like right behind me, you can see that the remove object tool is like versus the remove in the context bar tool, and so something new.
Super powerful.
It's on the thing, and then in the beta is the Generative Upscale, basically adding more detail to your photo. I should ask a photo from Anna earlier so I can upscale, because I don't really have any family photo with me. Basically, you can use it to upscale any old photo that you took with your family or anything. Just be like, hey, trying to add more details.
Get rid of that noise.
Yeah,
and
figure
all
out
that
who's
stuff.
who, in my far away.
So you can see faces.
Yeah, right? It's like, oh, wow. But it's okay. That's totally fine. Okay, and then obviously I have my Adobe stock open. That's just always open. So we're going to pop into Photoshop beta, and if you don't have this, or you only have the Photoshop regular version, you can always go to Creative Cloud, go to App, test on the beta app, and you can download Open Beta. And make sure you'll see the difference. It says beta right here. So as I say, you open it. No, I'm not opening file. Sorry, home. This is like usually what you see when you open your Photoshop right away. But now if you navigate to the left side, you see this thing called Project, right? Have you seen this before?
I have.
Yeah, but
I've used it.
I don't have anyone to add it with, so it's kind of yeah. Oh, I got it. Yes, let's go. Basically, what you do is create project. So hey, we're gonna create it. Adobe Live. Woo.
And tell me, how is this different from what it was previously?
Yeah,
Like,
so before you can save your files on cloud and then save it on there, and then you either probably put in like Dropbox or frame.io or anywhere to share your file with your coworkers and team project baiting. But now you can just have this, and you can add people or group to this, and who can add it in assets and leave the little notes, or you can skip it. So in this, now I have a space.
like a centralized.
Yeah, so everybody know where all the file is.
Yeah.
You can grab the PSD now hey, sorry, I'm outside getting coffee. I
Yeah.
can do this. And be like, hey, can you help me do this?
And you
real
don't have
quick,
5 million other tabs open.
I know, I know that happens, right? So you can share the space. Also, you can. I think when you add, you can add files, so you can grab any files online. That's my really ugly drawing, so don't worry about it. I can't draw, but you'll see.
Seems like you can. I don't know. Looks like you can.
What do you call that? Stitch figure?
Yeah.
The drawing champion? Yeah. That's me, So yeah, share, copy link, rename. So this is a really fun way. I said, okay, now I can put this on here, and it's easy. You can access to that. And then we're jumping back into here, and then this is where I'll be opening all the crazy files to show you guys the demo. And then dropping this in here. Put on a little tab. Is it doing it?
Yep. There it is.
Nope. There you go. And then we have some other demo. This is all the lions in photo. It's crazy. Okay. Then got this and that. Okay. So basically, after I show you all the cool demo, this is what we're gonna work on today. I'll show you from the beginning to the end. But before that, we are gonna jump into this real quick. Let me make sure I have all the photo, and by the way, I got all the photo from Adobe stock.
Okay.
And most of this is free. So all you have to do is go to adobestock.com, right? And there's a free section. So if you ever need a quick licensed photo to use for composite, under free, typing anything you want is great. Or lions. Mini lions. Yeah. There's so many like new fun update. I like pretty much work on every ad. Like, this is like some cool stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have our little lion composite here. I'm gonna go back. So if you guys been using Photoshop, I'm gonna delete this layer mask. Where is it? So with the newest feature, right? Now you import this photo. So you already know we have like the remove background, one click, everything's gone.
My favorite tool.
And if yours result doesn't come out as cool as this, press Command K and then you can go to image processing. Make sure this is under cloud. Basically, I'll show you the difference. If this is on device, and then duplicate this, delete my layer mask, and then maybe this will work great too. Actually, it looks not bad.
It looks pretty good. Yeah.
But you see the difference. I'm gonna zoom in. You see the difference with the details on it? The edges, right? It's like it's showing, so it's not
so
as
much clearer.
Yeah, so much clear. Wow. Sorry. I always do that. So go into Command K, go into your image processing. Make sure this is under cloud. I'm not gonna read all of that. You can read it, but basically just make it faster. But you do need internet for that. So unfortunately, I think you do need internet. Well, cloud, right?
Yeah, cloud at least. I'm really excited about this lemon and this lion.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm loving this.
Now the lemon lion. So in the old school style, which everybody probably used to, like this is what I usually would do. I'll like do a whole bunch of like adjustment layer. This is like the new thing. Click my layer mask. Probably trying to match all the colors. It's like and then like paint the shadows and everything. But with the new Harmonize tool, which when you click that layer, you will see on this taskbar that my head was blocking. Usually I just have it right there. You can see,
My big hair.
No, it's fine. I just moved to the top. You see, what does it say? The Harmonize, is that how you say it?
Harmonize.
Yeah, right? So what does that mean, right?
Magic, that's what it means.
Yeah, you merge everything scene by scene. So if you just do one click,
let it think.
Hopefully it works. Let it think. Let it cook.
Drum
see
roll.
the vision. Do you see the vision?
I see it.
I see it.
I already know this is gonna look fantastic.
I know, right? This is gonna be so cool. I promise. This is gonna be really cool. Just like a little, 5 more seconds, 4, 3.
Hi,
2,
Sean.
Baby the bobbly boo. There you go. Right?
Right.
So basically, what it does the whole relighting and even adding the shadow for you compared to the background. So this is before and after, So you even have different options that you can pick from to see which one works the best.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pole Training. So basically what happened is that last night I was trying to figure out what was the best way to demo this to everyone, and then I just can't figure it out. So I texted my buddy Pole, and I was like, hey, you got any file I can demo? So he gave me this amazing file, and I was like, oh my God, this helped me to understand this tool so much. Yeah. What does the chat say?
Max sneaks in the real world.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. So they showed this, I think, a sneak peek last year.
Yeah.
And during Max. Yeah. Right? Isn't it cool?
love that.
I think this is pretty cool.
I think it's awesome.
But there are, so this is still in the beta test stage. So there are a lot of things that's still learning. For example, right, you do get the shadows and color and everything tone, but when you move the background, you kind of can see that, you can't really move in left and right. I mean, I guess if you keep the same line, you can still do it. It does create a whole new layer. So I guess in a way, you could move it around trying to get it right. However, if you want to learn how to paint it correctly, right, this is a really great way to reference. So you can actually learn about the lighting and everything, try to get it right. But obviously, if your composite image have the similar lighting and angle, will work the best. The other thing that I also realized that you have to, for this version, you do have to kind of match the perspective or have a surface. Otherwise, I'll try this again. Well, I'll try to put on the lemon. I don't know. I think the AI has to.
That's a real test.
Yeah, the Firefly has to understand how things works.
Yeah.
So I might try to put on the lemon.
And
then we'll try it. Basically, my job is to break stuff, and then the dev team have to fix it. That's not my job, but I like to break stuff.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, actually, I'll be making mistakes, but I'll just say I'm breaking stuff, so they won't know the difference. Don't tell them. Okay,
it's working.
Generating.
It's working.
Okay, so that kind of makes it
bad.
not bad at all. Not too bad. Actually, looks really cute. Do you have pets, cats, or dogs?
No, I don't actually.
Yeah, me
but I love dogs.
Yeah, but their paws is so cute when they're
They're
making
really cute,
biscuits.
the little
So,
pads.
yeah, it's making a lemonade for you. Okay, I want to try something more. So now we delete that. Actually, I don't know if this will work. Sorry. I don't know if this will work, but we're going to try it. What if I put it sideways, you know?
I love this experimentation.
Yeah, I'm experimenting this because I just got access to this like last week or actually today or yesterday. So I'm trying to figure out, like, I haven't really, his leg is levitating. So I haven't really get a chance to like fully play with it.
Though. Yeah.
Because when I first got the Firefly 2, I was trying to figure out like what was the best way I can use this into my actual work progress, you know? Okay, so, so I guess it could get really confusing when you're rotating the line sideways. As I say, right, also if you levitating in the sky, I don't think it will work. As I mentioned earlier, right, it needs a surface or a ground to understand with the perspective and everything. I figured this out like yesterday when I was editing the concept. I was like, okay, something's not working. Like, why this is not working? Like, I don't understand. Because the demo, like, everything makes sense. Yeah. I was like, okay, like, it's time to figure this out. You're right. So you see, like, this doesn't. It kind of makes sense. Kind of doesn't make sense. It gives it its own
place.
Yeah.
It's kind of confused.
But with the same angle and everything, right? I bet you if I put it on here, that will work. You know. Would you keep a pet line if it's like that small?
Honestly,
but it's still aggressive.
That small? Absolutely.
Oh, still aggressive though.
Be aggressive. You're not gonna hurt me.
Like eat your pinky. You know?
I'll just pick you up and put you in a little cage. You're all right.
I want a tiny lion.
You want a tiny lion?
Okay, so on the leaves, it kind of looks like better. It does work. The resolution looks low because, you know, I just shrink it, but that's totally fine. But yeah, so it needs like a flat surface to work on. But don't worry, I'll show you the other demo we have here. This hand was pretty cool. I think the same thing. Shout out to Paul again. This is his file, you know. But I color coded everything, so I know which one was like the before and after. Yeah. So even just a cutout with the shape of the hand with the background generated. It does take a minute. See, it adds like the shadow. It matches everything in the back. Yeah. So cool. This one is really cool. I like the soft shadow, and you get 3 options.
I like how you get options because they're not just sticking you with one and you trying to figure it out.
I think the detail is still there. Yeah. It's a little bit softer, but it does recolor the whole thing, so it's really cool. You know, like it is like understanding how everything works. And,
in place. Yeah,
so like we can like keep playing even with the reflections. You just got. Import your photo, remove the background, make sure you remove it, and make sure the photo that you wanted to work on is a flat layer or small object that's right underneath it. Otherwise, it's not gonna understand, right? Yeah. Because we're in the very early stage. One of the best, yes. This object is really fun. Oh, he's a cat guy. Check out the cat guy now.
And Ryan also said, BRB, you're gonna put some lines everywhere.
Yeah. Chat, are you guys a cat or dog? Team cat or team dog? I want people meowing or woofing.
I don't know. I'm team cat. Yeah. I mean dog.
So look at that. So even with this and then with the water reflections, it also created a reflection for it. So it's actually really cool. Project Harmonize, right? Yeah. Meredith says like this is her baby, so it's really cool that I get to showcase this on live. Yeah. So this is something really fun, and then there's some other demo. What about if you wanted to like Photoshop a person, right? A human. Same thing. Mask it, harmonize, one click. Let's see. I do want to move her around just to see how the option looks like. I'll probably just duplicate her and then. Also, I tried to do like a bunch of T-Rex at the same time yesterday. It turned out weird, but it's a fun way, you know. T-Rex. Yeah. So that's cool. Got the lighting, got a different. I like that. What if I duplicated? What if I make it smaller? I'm just curious, guys. I wanted to know what it does, you know. So stay with me, bear with me. Doing that.
And so when it sort of just like makes that layer, like that's really, it just has to stay in place there.
Yeah, I didn't put it above the layer, so let's see if this actually works, because, you know, that's the part I was trying to figure out. Yeah. So it didn't work. So the mistake I did is that I need to put her right above this layer. Do you guys see? That's the background. And then harmonize it. So let's try it again. And if it doesn't work, then, you know, it's my fault. It will definitely work. Faith, believe.
I think it'll work.
Yeah. So, I saw you demo earlier in the live. So, would you use this in your workflow?
Oh, for sure.
How would you use it?
I would definitely, because with my collage work, I think it also adds another level of depth to it. So, this is
going to be a really fun tool to work with.
Yeah, so what it actually does is it generate a new layer with information and also simulate the lighting and shadow. But as we talked about earlier, right, it's like similar as a generative fill. So I think you do still have the whole picture and image there. So that's why when you have the mask, it looks like this. But with a little retouch, a little editing, it's something like super easy to fix, you know. But yeah, this is kind of fun. So it does work. And this is a comparison, right? And then this is the bigger person with the better mask. Boom. Okay, we're gonna show you a few more. What about a little rhino? Wasn't that a little
I love
rhino?
that.
A giant rhino on this beautiful rain setting, right?
Wet, rainy
rain
night.
vibe. You know what I really want to do is
What?
to swim when it's raining in the ocean.
You want to what?
So like
Swim when
go
it's
swim in the
raining?
ocean when it's raining, but I heard it's like super dangerous. So,
Is it?
I don't know.
I went
Does the lighting hit
kayaking
it?
and I was rained
raining?
on for 2 hours.
Was it fun?
It was fantastic.
I'm
It
jealous.
was spiritual.
Was it safe?
It was, yeah, it was very safe.
Deep ocean, deep water?
No, I was in a lake.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, maybe that's a difference right
Yeah.
there. You know? But yeah, even with the little rhino, this is great.
That
you
looks
know?
beautiful.
Thanks, Paul. Yeah.
Thanks, Paul. Shout out to
thanks,
Paul.
Shout out to Paul. That saved me. But yeah, so you can see it has like, I wonder if I just hide that. It has all these details and reflections
Yeah.
and things. So I really like it.
I have a question from the chat.
Yeah, what's question
All
right.
right.
time.
I'm looking at the sway of the bottom. Would it help to add a food element to the bottom to blend in better? With the lemons, I'm assuming.
The lemon, yes. I was like,
You're like food.
food.
Let's see.
At the where?
At the bottom,
Oh, like add food to here?
would it help to add a food element to the bottom to blend in better? To blend the line in better?
Of where? Sorry, my English is not that good.
I don't know.
Okay.
To add a food element to the bottom. I don't know. Bottom of the line.
Oh, I see. Give me a food.
More grapes?
Grapes. Apple sounds good. I just had apple in my head already when I asked you. I'm sorry, you know.
He was like,
You
don't
know?
even worry about it.
Yeah, you know, like, you know what? Apple sounds great.
Yeah.
Let's
do it.
Funny. Yeah. Okay. What we could do is put it right here, and then make sure it's on the right layer. Remove our background.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Why don't we just do Big Apple? No, Big Apple. If you're from New York. Select the right layers, not the layer mask. Harmonize. Are we supposed to? Oh, she said the free. The
feet of the girl in the forest?
Oh, to add fruit? We can try that. I wonder how it works, so what it does is generate layer by layer. So
Yeah.
we could put the girl and then put the food on the top. I might have to flatten it. Let's see. Oh, this apple looks really good.
It looks actually quite
It's
phenomenal.
kind of scary.
It looks so real.
It looks pretty real.
Oh, look. They changed the leaf a little bit, no? Or
Yeah, it changes the
that
details a
added
little bit.
shadow
Yeah,
is
so it does
beautiful.
change a little bit. So I would say is that for my I forgot the lion's still here. I was like, what is that? Yeah, I was like, it's a lion tree.
Yeah.
Get it? Haha. So yeah, I would say like what it does is probably better based on the training data and stuff. Fruit, object probably work the best.
Yeah.
Human, I know as Anna mentioned earlier that they do tend to put different textures on the top.
Yeah.
So the subject might look slightly different, which I'll show you guys in a bit too. But let's go to the girl. So what I'm gonna do is to hide these, and then I'm just pressing Command J or Control J and then E to flatten it. And then we're gonna put our apple here, doing the same thing. Oh, there you go. You ever just like waiting on something and you just like pretend to close your eyes and hope when you open your eyes it will like
No.
finish? No? Okay, I just mean that. Me either. I never do that, you know? Okay.
I'm gonna try it next
Let's
time.
try this. I don't know how this will work, but we're here to figure it out together, right? Because feedback is very important
break
to the
things,
team.
right?
Yeah, they need to figure out like what's working, what's
Yeah.
not working. Because this is for us artists and for you guys. This is actually something we'll be trying to use in our workflow.
What about
So
putting an
it should
apple
be-
in her hand?
Oh, that's smart. Was her hand open?
Isn't it open just a little
Let me see. I need another apple. I'm gonna put this because I'm gonna flatten that. Oh, like right there?
Just like right. Boop. Oh.
I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna try because this is something we might actually use, right?
All right.
I don't know. My guess before I click, my guess is that it's gonna blending with the right lighting and stuff, but might not work on the hand because it needs a ground.
Yeah.
It needs a ground for the.
Yeah, you're right.
But maybe this is where we figure out, or maybe this is where we break it, right? So for now, it works the best when there's a surface. So you're putting stuff on the object blending.
Yeah.
Personally, I haven't put it on the hand. Well, it will make sense if a hand is open like this, right? Because
Yeah.
that is a surface. But her
She's
hand
kind
is
of
like this,
open,
so
yeah.
so it doesn't work like that. But what if
Good to know.
I put the apple on her arm? You know?
Add a little shadow.
Yeah, it's a weird way to hold apples, but you know, it's on her
Yeah.
arm. Yeah, we're getting creative. This is so cool. Let's go. You're a great host. Shout out to you.
Shout out to
Yeah, I
me.
forgot this is your first time.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Ted. Come on, guys. Come on,
Yeah,
come on.
yeah. It gotta make sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So now she has 2 apple. Cool. What if, but put it on, I don't know.
On the Rhino?
But yeah, because the Rhino has a flat surface.
He does. Let's see.
So the apple should be able to work. Then you can stack a whole bunch of animals on top of each other. Like a capybara, right? Capybara. Okay, I'm gonna try 2
I like
different
that.
ways. Okay.
That's in a nice spot. That little divot on his back too.
Yeah, this is okay, cool. Yeah, right. I'm gonna put it right there.
Yeah.
Right there. Please work.
I think it's gonna be great.
I hope so.
I think it's gonna be fantastic.
Let's see. Loading. Elevator music.
Ryan said the apple to lemon to vase to line scale is all over the place.
It's overplay. It's that my ADHD is kicking in, you know. My session should be like, let me take you to an ADHD editing session. It's like, wee. Okay, so it does kind of work.
What are the other? Okay. Oh, okay.
You know what would be even funnier? Hold up. I'm gonna flatten this. Where's my Rhino? Is this the Rhino? No, that is not my Rhino. Oh, sorry. The Rhino is right here. Yes, I know you're there. I'm gonna move it. Nope, there. Aha, sorry. And then you can go on top of the apple. Surrealism collage, am I right? The
I'm
leaves
loving
might
it.
be like blocking it though, but we don't know.
I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, we're getting creative in the studio, you know.
And the way his feet are positioned, I think this is
Yeah,
like,
someone say they're running low on creativity. I got you, you know. That was from the last
Oh,
session.
okay.
Yeah, not from there. I'm not seeing things, but
I
I
was
like
like,
staying
huh?
in the chat. I was like, well, who said that? I forgot who said it. Okay, it's kind of getting there. Oh, did I? No, I did put it on the same cylinder. Oh, okay, there you
There
go.
it is.
I wonder if it'll pick out the reflect. It kind of pick out the
It's
reflection.
a little
of
bit
the-
right there.
Yeah.
I like that little added detail.
Should we add another apple, chat? Let me know.
Another fruit. Another fruit.
Another fruit? No, I'm too lazy. Apple would do. Oh, what about the apples on the head? No, that would not work. That's. We'll make it like that. I do need a name for this masterpiece though, so name suggestion in chat right now.
Please drop it. I
Yeah.
do have a question
Yes.
from Piotr. Piotr? If I butchered your name,
Oh,
I do
I do
apologize.
that all the time,
Okay.
so,
My question is whether we can see the values of these changes as an adjustment layer. good question.
I don't know yet. Doesn't look like it. For right now, all I can see it. What it does is doing the like a generative fill style. So I do see the enhanced detail right there.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's other options to do it, but what I know is that you can probably just redo it a few times to get it right.
Yeah.
I remember because this is still new. So yeah.
Still working through it.
They're working on it. Okay. So I do see the blue kind of changed tone because maybe it was trying to match what's around
Yeah.
it. So this is something that
That's sort
we're
of
picking
cooler,
up.
neutral,
Yeah.
yeah.
Overall, there's like if you just want to like prank your friend or like do something really cool like memes on art or like idea generation, brainstorming ideas.
Yeah.
This is a pretty fun way to like just go crazy. And it's like, okay, now if you're actually trying to composite a photo together, you know like, okay, the lighting, where is it coming from? Top, left, right, bottom, right? Something you can usually do is also turn into black and white so you can kind of see better based on the back image. But now, this is pretty funny. What do you call this?
Anybody got names?
Everybody got names? Names
got
together.
names
We'll
yet?
come back to this, you know.
Yeah.
Rhino, apple Rhino.
From Amanda, Generative was not prepared for levitating lines.
I know, they were not, you know. But on the ground person, yes, it will be ready. I was trying to figure out a name. So yeah, with this one, you know, I can probably move her around probably works better. So you see the moon and the lighting.
I'm
you
loving
know,
already what
yeah.
this is.
It's just the background is just there. But if you want to like Photoshop the person together, one click. Bum. So close, you know.
Almost there.
Yeah. If I know how to beatbox, I would like entertain everybody. But I don't, you know. Okay, that went like a little bit
Ooh.
crazy. Okay, it does still like preserve the details and everything.
Yeah,
So I guess it does make sense with like all the shadows and stuff.
I get it.
Let's see.
She's backlit.
There's a pre-render one. So okay, it is similar. Do you see the highlights on her?
Yep.
So if I move her to here,
Yeah.
right, that should show the highlights.
So it's showing like positioning, especially with keeping light in.
yeah. But you see, like there's a flat surface with the deck.
Yeah.
So I think that particular have that in your photo that you want to composite helps a lot because
it's keeping light. It's
yeah.
keeping all these things into. Yeah, this is
no highlight. Oh, there's a little highlight
on the back there.
Okay.
Yeah, not
I
bad.
see
Right
you.
on the
I
tight.
see you.
On the top.
Yeah. Oh, what if we click
Nice
generate
rim
again?
lighting.
Oh, I guess you can keep generate it if you
Ah.
just click generate. My bad.
That's not bad. I like that.
Yeah, almost
so you
a
can
YouTube
keep going
video,
and get what you need.
Yeah, it's like my first date with Photoshop. Yeah. Tell me what you do.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about yourself.
What do you do?
Yeah, what does you do? You know, what are your interests? What do you do on your free time? You know, generate.
Oh, look, even
there's a
more.
highlight,
It even
yeah.
got even more
Okay,
rim lighting. That's really
yeah.
beautiful.
That's
I like
so
that.
Cool. So okay, so you could keep going.
Yeah.
So let me see. What's the next demo? This one's pretty cool. I saw the original photo. I was like, okay, so basically what Paul did is just put in there and then kind of like cut out real quick. The back's a little blurry, but that's totally fine. And that is the right one, right? I'm just gonna put it here, rotate it a little bit. Okay, let's try this. So if you want to like pretend you saw like a sandcastle or like a sculpture or something.
That'd be
you
cool.
know? Yeah.
You know
it
those
should-
cool like sand artworks that people do, those massive ones?
I love it. The sand
Yeah.
sculpture thing. I tried.
I love it.
It
You
just-
tried it?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
man.
hard. You need to add like wet sand and then
Yeah.
to like damp it and to make.
I mean,
Look at this.
not too bad.
Not too bad. How
Not too
about that,
shabby.
you know.
What if you do it again?
I know, right? Here. Let's go. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad.
It
Let's
really
do
looks like
again,
it's
let's
in
do it
there.
again. The back right side.
Yeah.
Is my left over there. That part is because it's cut out, so it won't look as good. But don't worry, I'll show you how to fix it.
Yeah.
In a bit.
Love that.
It's gonna be a great tip.
Jacob
loading.
says, can't wait to prank all my friends with this feature.
There you go. That one looks
Loving
pretty
it.
real.
Yeah.
How to fix this part? There you go. Fix it. Looks great.
Just push it over.
Yeah.
Just
okay.
crop it.
But with the demo that Paul showed me, it does like a really nice comment. So I guess
I
you
like
can
that.
just keep generating and get it right. Next, this one is actually really cool. So you have a photo of this lady in the vacation, right? So if before I hit Harmonize, what do you think how this would turn out?
I think it's going to completely change the lighting on her because these are two different lighting
I see.
setups.
Okay.
Look, completely different.
Yeah, but
Let's see.
I was really surprised when I saw the result for this. I was
Yeah?
like, what?
let's
How
see.
do you do that?
Apples to apples.
Apple style. I
Name,
should put an apple on her
name
head.
for your rhinos.
Oh, apples to
Apples to apples. I like that one.
Look at that.
Ooh.
Isn't that crazy?
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it kept most of the details, I think.
Zoom in. Let's see.
Whoa. I'm like scared to zoom in, but I guess it does keep most of the details.
This is nice.
This is very nice.
Yeah.
Look at that. Sorry. There you go. So you guys can see better. Look
No,
at that.
that is
Lighting
great.
changing, but keep all the detail. That's scary. Match on that. Isn't that cool?
That's
This
beautiful.
is actually pretty cool. But with this, I guess because the subject is like really close to the camera, there's no ground for standing area, but the Firefly or the Photoshop still be able to recognize what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
So this one's actually particularly like super cool.
So this is the workaround having to have a surface.
Yes,
Yeah.
we just take a selfie right on it, like
Yeah.
Photoshop it. But we have green screen behind us, so I guess it doesn't
Yeah.
like count, you know. This one's also pretty cool. This is like a shoes, doing the same thing. It should pick out the reflection and everything. Dun, 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 dun. I'll show you a few more, and then we can jump into work on ours. So basically, we show you 2 so far, and I already forgot the fourth one. I know the third one is like the powerful removal, and then
Yes.
projects. Upscale, generate upscale. Now we show projects and Harmonize so far. But look at this. This is kind of cool. So for like a quick product,
Honestly.
lighting, it does change the details a little bit.
This
But
is
overall. Yeah.
Fantastic.
This is fantastic. You
I can
already
see so many different. I see it. I see so many
yeah.
different uses for
You're like,
this.
oh my
Yeah.
god, this was like save your time. Get the reference, or even just get like a head start of like what it possibly looks like.
Yeah.
With the right lighting and perspective. But as we mentioned, right, you do have to worry about the perspective matching for
Absolutely.
now. And actually, yeah, you know what? I'm curious. What if I put shoes there?
In the beach.
And then I'm gonna do two. I'm gonna put one on the beach and then two like super close out. Aha. Everybody starts sweating.
let's
Like,
see,
is
let's
this
see,
gonna
let's
work?
see.
I don't know if this is gonna work. I
Let's
hope
see,
this
I
will
don't
work.
know.
It'll be cool if the ocean's also touching.
No shadow, please.
Um,
No shadow.
Let's see, I love the Apple cinematic universe. That's so funny.
Oh, I like that. The ACU. If
Oh,
you
look
will.
at this. That's pretty cool. Like a very simple editing of like
Actually.
the shadows.
That is really nice.
Yeah.
I was wondering what that shadow was gonna do.
Yeah, so now you can do like the shoe product placement, little sort of editing, take a photo of the shoes in the studio,
Yeah.
just like the director, like, I need this being the New York City on the street.
I
or
needed
like,
bouncing off top of the
you know
Empire
what
State
would
Building.
we do? Talking about that, how do you spell pigeon? Pigeon? Nope, that is not how you.
There you go. It's right there.
Sorry. Guys, spelling is not my strong suit. I'm here to demo visual, not spelling. PNG,
artists.
Thank you. You know, New York. I can spell that one.
You can
I
do that one.
spell that one.
Right on the Empire State.
Around the Empire State? But I need
Or
a
the-
better.
let's
is that
see,
a
the
Chrysler
bridge?
building? Oh, that's Empire
Wait.
State.
No. What about Statue of Liberty? Oh,
Empire.
you need something more grounding.
Yeah, I need something more grounding. You know?
What about
Actually,
a bridge? The bridge?
The Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah, we
Hold
can
on,
do
hold on,
Brooklyn.
hold on. We'll do two. I'm gonna try this one. This one might work, and then Brooklyn Bridge, Brooklyn Bridge.
Brooklyn Bridge.
Guys, someone doesn't know how to spell too. But we need a flat surface, right? I don't know. Would that work? Probably not. There's a lot of line there.
I
though.
know. That'd be a good way to challenge it.
Gonna try it. Let's see. I want to get it good though.
Yeah.
Give me some options, guys.
What if you are we sticking to New York?
Yeah.
All
let's
right.
do street. Maybe.
Yeah. I think a street would be fine.
You know what?
Yeah.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. The vision's visioning.
It's there. It's coming through.
We're having too much fun. I don't even know I have a time to show my
No,
demo,
never
but
too
that's
much.
totally fine.
Never too much.
Okay, we got the pigeon. We got this. Of course, we still get the apple. Okay, so we gotta drag it right here. And then we gotta drag it right there. Okay, I'm gonna start with this first. Oh, this is perfect perspective. Perspective.
Perspective. And I love how we just keep trying different things to see.
I think
How
this is
it
gonna
really
work.
works.
This is gonna work.
No, this is definitely.
This is gonna
work.
look
I mean,
fabulous.
we kind of just saw this with the shoe. You did
Yeah,
a great
look at
job
the
with that
lighting
one.
perspective,
Yeah.
you know. Mm-hmm. Hey, giant
It's like
pigeon.
dusk. So that's a nice little. All right.
Okay.
What are our options?
This is the three options. We can do one more. But getting like the warm tone lighting.
Mm-hmm.
But the shadow, I like the shadow a lot.
Yeah.
Dun, dun,
You did it again?
dun. Yeah, I'm doing it again.
Okay.
Because this is pretty fun, you know. Like a
Okay.
little giant pigeon. You
Yeah.
can put a little kitty cat, a little like pizza delivery boy, or put a pizza box on the bird. Pizza delivery by the bird.
That should be the name, Birdspective from Brie.
Perspective. Okay, this one looks better.
I like that. Yeah.
I kind of like this one, or
Yeah.
the first one looks kind of nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I show you something really cool that we talk about. We can also go to image and generative upscales because I mean, it's a pretty good like upscales and details and everything. But this is also our new third tool. This is something interesting. You can like do like 2x scales. Like creative is basically you tell the AI how creative you want it to be. More detail, less detail, go crazy. But this image particularly pretty big. So what I learned from Anna earlier is that you can scale down this picture, right? Is it 6x11? No, that is not. Why is it not clicking? There you go. I'm gonna try to shrink it down and re-upscale it backward. I don't know if I did it right though. We'll have to try. If not, like whoops. Oh, there you go. Yeah, and then upscale it.
Oh, perfect.
I'm curious right now. We do that. Basically, what we do is that we scale down the photo, and then we ask Photoshop to do the Generative Upscales to put a whole new information on the top.
Yep.
I wonder if we're blending better
sort of
or
figure
not.
it out.
Yeah. So it does blending a little bit slightly
about that
better.
tree?
Yeah, I think I shrink down too small, you know. But you can see like the before and after. It does add like a new layers details on the top.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, so it's getting there.
Not
Oh, so it
bad.
does add a little bit more details
Yeah.
to it, and then blending things a little bit more, you know. But also what happened is that when we did that, it created a new file for it. But also I did shrink this photo too small. So what are we gonna do is we're going to image, Generative Upscales. We're gonna do the same thing again, and then I'm gonna shrink it down to, you know what, maybe 9 is fine. 300 resolution, sure. It might still be too big. Because usually you're actually using this, yeah, it's too big. You are using this to upscales, not downscales. So I'm not gonna do that because the original photo actually have high resolution already.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
But I was just like curious, like, oh, how this would work. Okay, so that was cool. Now I want to put that here. We have to try a few, but basically what I'm gonna do
this is gonna be really good.
is I'm gonna generate, expand the background because I need more sky. Don't let me down Photoshop. I'm counting on you.
The pigeon's head is there a little bit. Let's see.
I know. No, this is just do the background. This is not doing the pigeon yet.
Okay,
I
okay.
just want to make the extra space in
I
the
think
top.
it'll get it right.
Yeah. All right, perfect. And now we're gonna merge the bottom too. Move this big boy right here. Oh, girl, I don't know, it's a bird. Oh, the head was in there. You're like, you know what? And that goes our fourth tool. You know, this is perfect. You can select it, and now you see on the taskbar there's a new remove tool. And one
Remove.
click is actually a more powerful remove tool compared to the regular remove brush. I'll show you a demoing a bit too. But the remove tool is in the regular Photoshop version.
Yeah.
Okay, now we do have to flatten everything. And please, I'm gonna try here first because that does have the surface. I don't know if it's gonna do the patching on the feet, but what we could do is just select that area and do like a generative fill.
Yep.
So that was like a quick way to go bypass that. But if the harmonizing does it, then we don't have to worry about it. That's if it pick out the colors, it's sampling everything around, and it's getting there.
Let's see.
Okay, that was okay. It's not too bad, not too bad. But also you gotta understand, this is like when you do serial composite,
Yeah.
AI doesn't really understand what you're trying to do, so it totally makes sense. It looks like that, right? Because like compared to like we put it on the street, it's like, okay, it's a flat surface, there's a row, like putting everything together. But when you put like the horizon, like it doesn't make too much sense for them.
Yeah.
Or you can do something real quick trick is I simple around the color, press 30% opacity, just like gently like brush around there, you know. Even like just get some like color bouncing, and then like you can reduce the opacity of the bird or something, right? And then what we mentioned earlier, this is not my best work, don't judge me, but that's totally fine.
It's okay. It's okay.
I wonder if this is like for someone who just started photoshopping today, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Someone who's getting
if I
into the
do
new features.
generative fill, I don't know. This feature is currently not available. Okay, I broke something, but don't worry. Maybe it's this. Oh yeah, I select the wrong layer. Whoops. I didn't break anything.
But look at that though.
Yeah, let's see if this works. It might or might not work. To be honest with this, is really easy. You can just pen over the layer mask and then make it blend nice.
I do have a question from
Yes.
our Behance audience.
About-
Is the largest resolution for generative still 1024 by 1024?
This is a chicken wing setting, so we're not gonna go with that. That's pretty funny. Sorry, the largest format for generative fill? I
Largest
don't know.
resolution.
I don't know if they update that on generative fill, but for the upscale is 4K-ish right now. That's what I know. So maybe the mod in chat or check out if you guys know the answer of that questions. Because I'm not sure. Oh yeah, so basically this is what it does is generate like a whole new layer.
Yeah.
But what you want to do is I just pretend it's standing far back in the horizontal line. So what you can just
Painting that
like kind of,
thing.
yeah, you can just kind of like just, you know, pretend because there's a little hazy, right?
Yep.
And it's go like
Every day.
there, you know, like
I like
now
that.
it's
It's
like
not-
the
it look-
cowboy
It
screaming
looks
in the
like
sky.
now the
like,
bird has passed on.
Yeah, the bird has passed on, you know.
R.I.P.
Yeah, right. It scares
Little
too many
pinchy.
people. Okay, then we gotta close that. But
Yeah.
that's just some fun way, the non-traditional way of what you could do now.
Love that.
Okay, back to the shoes. Remember what we wanted to do? I don't know if we'll change lightings. Also, I feel like the AI is gonna be like, "What are you doing, putting a shoe that close to the?"
Don't
to
worry.
the-" It was a person before. If you just jump in the stream right now, I'm so sorry.
We're just
there's only like
making
15 minutes
things work.
left.
I know.
I want to see if I can speed editing like my
Let's
art.
see it. Let's try it.
But I don't know. Maybe I could,
do
maybe
it.
I don't.
I
But
think you can.
It's always easier. I can go over the.
Not
the
bad.
file. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. It's okay. So it worked the best with humans. This is before and after, like doing that whole detail.
That was the biggest trend.
This
yeah.
is the biggest like crazy like plot twist. You know, look at the details.
Did
and
such a great
freckles.
job.
Yeah. Okay, and the last one on this one. This is the same one with the one we saw earlier. So I'm just gonna show you the after, right? So this is the before and after. And then if you're feeling like cool, you can also put a T-Rex into your like art. Do the same harmonizing. Oh, I did the wrong way. It has to be right above it. Let's see.
Let's see what it does.
You're like T-Rex. I don't know. How
But
to
at
go
this
about
point,
it.
I think we have a really. I think you took us through so many things. I think we have a really good understanding of.
Yeah,
you
I hope
know,
I'm
how crazy
entertaining
we can
people.
get with it.
Yeah, I hope you never
You
get
know?
bored on my live stream. Just like go
I mean,
left,
I'm
right,
not.
up, down, like
No,
360.
no.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. The feed is not like the best part, but
Yeah.
to get like a fun shadow looking
Yeah.
T-Rex. This is like a pretty fun way to do it. It does add like a different shadow. Because one thing also Rima mentioned earlier, something like Apple, something like common subject, or something that we usually see, it works very easy.
Yeah.
We don't really get to see T-Rex often, so it's not,
I
might
hope
not
not.
do the
I hope not.
best. Might not do the best harmonizing, but with the Apple, maybe let's try it again since we had such a great time with the Apple.
Fantastic.
Great, and then other fruit, lemons.
Lemons.
Yeah, and lion
Grapes.
tree. I'll type. It should be able to work very nicely.
It's good lighting too. I think it'll be great.
And I wonder if the shadow
that.
does a little bit crazy.
Yeah, the edges get a little.
Yeah, but it's getting there. But we can also just always go back like 30%, just like brush that off or something, or like maybe even just like clear out like the bottom of it. But it works the best with flat surface. So what if I put the apple here? Hiding that,
that one.
put it there. Nope. There you go. Putting apple, put in there.
And I have an update to our resolution
Yes.
question. Currently, with the most updated Photoshop 2025, max resolution is
1024
yep.
by 1024, but in the beta is 2048. Nice.
is available.
If you have beta, you're the cool kids. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
But beta is also open for everybody.
It is.
Oh, look at that. Okay, so Apple does kind of work. There is some light leaking on the bottom of it, but it still does a job. I guess that's the surface where it touched. Mm-hmm. So, it's not perfect, but this is a really fun project
It's
to
not
like
bad.
starting. I kind of like
Yeah.
this one,
I like
then
the
you can like
backlit.
adjust it,
Yeah.
move it.
That rim
somewhere,
lighting is really perfect.
Yeah, baby, just how we fix it. Just don't look at it. I'm just kidding.
Just crop it.
Yeah, so this is a really fun way. Okay, so now we're done with harmonizing, and I want to show you guys the remove tool. So basically, from like the job, I actually took this photo. It's not a great photo, but
It
anyway,
is a
it's a
great
great
photo.
demo.
It's
Thank you.
fantastic.
So what you could do is usually when I have to work at work, I have to retire some photo, removing some icons. So usually what you used to do is pressing J.
Yeah.
There is remove tool, right? And all you do is I kind of do like this little thing. It's great for like removing like dust and like tiny thing, but if you zoom in, there's like this weird textures.
You're losing it,
Yeah, or you can use Generative fill, but it does cost you credit. I'll use it for you guys, I got you guys. But anyway, so with Generative fill, it does use credit. So something is like, I don't want to spend all my credit,
Yeah.
right? So later on, I don't think the new remove tool use credit. Actually, Jacob, if you know, the new remove tool use that. But you see, like there's like uncertain textures and stuff. It's still pretty
missing it.
cool. Yeah, but with the new remove tool, I don't think this use credit. Maybe it does. I need to confirm with the team. But now you see this little icon right here. So it's not on the level anywhere. It's just right there. Remove.
Boom.
A shoe. Well, it's like a. Yeah, so you see the textures looks way different, right?
Looks
You see it
beautiful.
different.
Yeah.
I'll show you guys the demo again. Do this, do that, do that. This little remove. Yeah, so you do that, right? You just do that. Simply, but you see I'll zoom in, you see the texture is like kind of repetitive compared to the new one.
Yep.
It does try to sample the whole t-shirt. So what I mean is that when I have to replace the logo for product merch and stuff, all I have to do is do this. It's not generative or anything, just one click remove, and then There you go. Look at that. It's like a whole new T-shirt, you know. So
That's
it's kind of
beautiful.
cool. Yeah. So they did a great job on this.
Wrinkles and everything.
Yeah. If you do editing,
Yeah.
retouch and stuff, it's like, oh, that's so cool, right?
Yeah.
It just
Good
clear the whole
mock-ups.
thing. Yeah. Great mock-up.
Yeah.
You know. And then we can be like,
Get rid of that little.
Adobe. I spelled it wrong.
No, you're good.
Adobe
There you go.
Live. Great mock-up, you know. This is gotta be the new T-shirt, right? Starting at Max, you'd be like, yo, cool kids watch Adobe Live, right?
And we have about 10 minutes left.
No.
So.
Oh god, yeah, I definitely don't have time to. I know. I'll still show it. I'll still show it. Okay, so same with this. Let's say if I want to remove the fork.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, obviously, fork and knife. If you want to like do the generative fill to put like a whole different dish and other things, is perfectly fine. But right now with like the remove, it does a really good job because like before we have to auto detect with like cables and then the textures and then we have to update on the selection with the cloud. So we remove the background super clean with nets, and now we have the new remove tool. Sorry. And you can see like it
Looks like
copies the
nothing.
patterns and everything. So it looks like brand new. So like how many dishes can we remove without like people noticing, right? So if you take a photo and then the chef's like, you know what, we don't serve ketchup anymore.
With that anymore.
You know, it's just like, make sure you select the right layer. Dance, removing, da da da
Do you want
da.
to break it?
Oh, that's so fast. That one went, whoa, that looks really
That
good.
looks fantastic.
That's scary, dude.
A little bit.
That looks really good. Cause dude, in the 2000, if this is like 2009, you just open Photoshop. You gotta use your little clone stamp tool. You
Man.
know, that drives me.
You got to have real
crazy.
skills.
Yeah, you gotta have real skill. You know, I mean, it just takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what else can we remove? You know what?
The steak.
The steak. The steak? No, we keep the steak. Add more
Never
steak.
remove the steak.
Never remove the steak. Oh, I'm removing the gas.
Remove the
I'm just
carbs.
kidding. Remove the carbs. Oh, I shouldn't remove the pickle. I like pickle. Okay, so it's still, so what happened is like because this layer is on the top of it, so it's doing that overlapping thing, but this is why you need to flatten your image. But it does a great job on the top of it. So what I would do is that you just like come in and then, you know, let's remove the whole, actually I wonder if you're removing more than like 50% of the photo, what would you do? Again, right, we're trying to find all the problem, all the feedback. Right, or the feature and trying to break the tool. That was great.
Whoa, look at that.
That is scary. Okay, so now with the same selections, if I do generate, give me a food dish. Not grape or apple. Steak. Wait, I should probably put steaks in the plate, not like steak raw on the wood table, you know?
Let's see.
I'm curious, what is it gonna do?
Really quick, the remove tool only uses credits if the settings inside are set to generative AI.
But you can toggle it off. Nice. Okay, so we got different steak.
We got steak.
But that's cool. Wait, where'd my steak go? Oh, there you go. We got some steak. The cutting board, ignore the bottom left part. But now we can also have like a clean template. So now we're just like, hey, we just want a photo of the steak. You know?
Yeah.
So this is probably kind of like pretty useful, even if you need to remove like other things.
Yeah.
What if we just want to remove like a tomato? It's like, the client's like, you know what? I like the bottom tomato, but I don't like the top tomato.
Right.
You know?
That's a very real request.
Well, I cut it off in a weird way, so.
No, but look.
It does replace that steak pretty good.
I mean.
I don't know if I want to eat it, but you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's a good job, though.
That's a cool way. It's a cool way to do things. Instead of like, if you're just using the old remove tool, it's just gonna give you like really weird result. Yeah, that's like a radioactive steak, you know. What about this steak? Okay, not bad. Okay, so basically what we did, but we still have 5 more minutes. I'm gonna speed run through my art. I don't know if that will work. Basically what we did is showing you the harmonizing, the project, the remove tool, and generative upscales. I didn't really get to show too much of generative upscales because I don't have any low resolution photo. This photo is like almost 4K. The file is like 32 megabytes for this photo, so it's not gonna look that blurry. But I wonder if, you know what? I wonder if we do. So I hold Command Options I or Control Options I, and then if we shrink this thing down to a 3x2 inch 72 resolution to the tiny photo. Everything's this
Pixelated.
blurry, right? Okay,
Yeah.
and then we go to Image, Generate Upscales. We gotta go median and 4 times. It's still a pretty small photo, but we'll try.
Let's see.
Basically, let's say this is like a photo I took with my old phone back in 1990. Is it a phone? Okay, so it's still kind of blurry on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we went too small.
No, we gotta break it. You know, we know what it could do, but I want to know like what's the possibility of it, right? Like
threshold.
How far can you recover if it actually went that bad?
Yeah.
Right. Upscales. Okay, it does smooth out, so it doesn't really give you like a really good. This is like a fun tip. You can also just like do this, and then like fill. What is it? Edit, fill, 50% gray, and then filter, noise, add noise. Just give to 15. Do like an overlay, soft light. Now this is a film, you know.
Just make it look cool.
Yeah, just make it look like a film.
Make it look older.
Okay, we're gonna go back to image size because obviously I think I shrink it down too much. I just do your regular 10x6 Okay, this is a little bit better options I think. And then go on layer image, Generative upscales. Let's go with low. Let's do 2 times. Okay, upscales. I got 4 minutes. There's no way I can show my art.
Right.
But I'm showing all the cool demos, right? There you go. It does a pretty good job.
I think
Before,
that did
after.
pretty well. Yeah.
Even the words on the back, I still
Yeah.
can't read it. I can read Chinese, but not that. But I can read that, you know.
That looks great.
So it does a pretty good job. So someone asked earlier if you can recover the license plate. Obviously no. If it's still a low-res photo, then you can just CSI that. But otherwise, it's doing a pretty good job of the upscaling. But also, I shrink the photo down. So
We've been asking for this forever. You know, TV shows, and they're like,
zoom in,
Make it
more.
better.
That's not how it works, you know.
clear
There's a
it
role
up.
play.
It works like that now.
Okay, so I got 3 minutes. I was really wanted to show you guys like,
Yeah.
how I made this with all this process. I could probably speed run it. So basically what I did is I usually open a new file in Photoshop, and then I do a 16 by 20 inch 300 DPI, so it's like optimized for Instagram. This is a cool chicken eye or bird eyes, pigeon eye photo I found on Instagram. So I was just like, I want to make like, because I was trying to make a whale's eye.
Okay.
It was really hard to find it. And then basically what I did is I'll use my brush tool and then do like a nice like a 80% pen over, so kind of like give you like a shadow looking feeling, like if this is things like looking at you from like the deep dark side, you know. So I didn't really use like too much Harmonize because this is where I was trying to figure out like, hey, how can I use Harmonize in my artwork, but it need like a surface to do it. So I was like, okay, that didn't really work. And then this is where I drop in this like watercolor on the top, kind of like go over it. Hold V, Shift plus, you can change the blending mode. So it's like either multiply or like trying to find like whatever looks the coolest. I think multiply was the one I went with. This is also kind of cool. So it's gonna go there, and then probably like even like option down, right? Kind of making like a glowing, and you can add a little like brightness and stuff, trying to even make it more scarce and stuff. So basically jumping back to this whole thing, I'll show you guys step by step. I also post on my Instagram with how I added this real quick, so you guys can see it.
And where else can we see all this other stuff?
Yeah, let me show you. We got 2 minutes here. Okay. So basically, we got this eyes, right? And I did a desaturation, and I painted the shadow thing, and I used this blue, use multiply, so it looks really dark right now, and I added the brightness back in there. Painted a new color right here, so it's like a vivid light blending mode, so it has this little green highlights on the top. And then add a little, my diver guy right here. It's really hard to see him. It's also from Adobe stock. So now I need to colorize. So this is where it's like, can I use this harmonization on the top? But it's not a server, so it's like getting different. So hopefully in the next few weeks or month, they'll have the new update for you that will do the blending. But for now, we're doing like the traditional way, desaturate, adding color, grading, lighting, and everything. And then I'll just like, okay, my diver has like a light because I need some help to highlight this area. So in the concept, I'm adding like a brush lights, adding this, so it's like a 3 layers. So when you have the lights under the ocean, it's kind of like have the light leak bouncing in different layers on that. And then add a little bouncing light on the back from the surface so you can see the divers a little bit better. So you can see better shadows. And from there, adding like the bubble. I also have the bubble brush. So if you need a brush, you can make it. And then with all the thing added to there, you have this before and after the pigeon eyes to that. But we went over like all the new tool from Photoshop, so I hope you guys enjoy it.
Thank you for
yeah, that's
joining
pretty much
us.
for our session today. I know I've thrown like 55 information to you. But remember the 4 new tools, right? We got Harmonizing, we got Remove tool, we got Project, and we got Upscale, Generative Upscale. So go try it out. You can find it in regular Photoshop and Photoshop Beta.
Yes.
And where you can find my artwork is Ted's Little Dream, TEDS.
Check out the chat for that.
Yeah, on Instagram, Behance, actually everywhere you can find me. So stay tuned. There's still 2 more sessions after this.
Yes.
Right? And thanks you guys for tuning in.
Thank
And
you,
great job
y'all.
hosting. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
See you soon.
Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Anna-Alexia Basile, photographer, and I'm here again with the lovely Nikk Rich, also a photographer. Tell me what we're gonna be working on.
All right, so we're gonna be working on my conceptual gifts, and this time we're gonna be telling a story of that family project that I've been working on, about my lineage, about how I got here, but a little bit more with some family photos and incorporating some of these wonderful new features. And yeah.
Well, I love family photos. Let's
I
dive
know
in.
you do. All right, so I'm gonna start with a nice little transparent square by square. Every single time I start with a square, there's no deviation. And that's probably the only thing in this process that is structured or the same every time. And so I'm feeling poppy. So we can start with maybe a fun yellow-green. How do we feel about that?
Ooh, I like that. Feels very summer.
Right? It's summer. And in my head, I keep thinking, summer's almost over. It's not. We're still here.
I know. The thought of August being Friday feels so
Oh my
insane
goodness.
to me.
Don't say that. It's still July.
I know. And then
It's
the
still
moment
July.
August hits, I'm like, is it basically the holidays?
Yeah.
How does everyone in the chat feel? Do you feel like you're like still in full summer mode? Does it feel like it's flying by really fast?
Let us know. All right, so we have some family photos here. My mom, she was a bit of an artist as well, and so she would take family portraits and then she would cut them out and then put them on other portraits and make like little collages on
That is
portraits.
incredible.
So you can tell like what's cut and what was added in. So it's like one of my favorite photos of my older brother. And so we're gonna upscale this a little bit so that we can pop her in here because we want to see all his little faces over here. He's so cute. I love him. Shout out to Claude Ricardo. I like to call him Junior. All right. So let's pop into this generative upscale. And in the chat, how are we feeling about upscale? We feeling good? How are you feeling about it when you're using it for your stuff?
I honestly am so impressed.
Yeah.
When I feel like, you know, again, it's like always important to recognize like when it works really well and when it doesn't. I feel like when it's on, it's so on and it makes a huge difference. Like the
Look
amount
at that.
of detail is wild.
Look at his little face.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Oh my goodness. Especially because this is the one I really love. Look how angry he is. Oh my goodness.
Look at his eyes.
Look at that. It's so clear. This is what I love. Okay, so we're gonna collage the collage. Can we do that?
Let's collage the
Let's
collage.
do it. And let's flatten this up. And let's select a little bit. Select all of them. All right. Ugh. And he reminds me of my current baby. He's my cousin's baby. And he's really just like my child. And they look so much alike right now with their little faces. All right. So we are actually gonna maybe take, which one do we like? Maybe, let's just see what happens if we take all of them. What's it doing for me? I like this little PC piece, but I think I'm gonna brighten her up a little bit. And yeah, make him a little brown. Okay. And also, if you have any questions about what I'm doing, I will talk to myself. I will definitely talk to myself out loud. So please ask any questions part of this.
I'm seeing in the chat, Jacob says he's still waiting for warm weather. Jacob, I forgot, where are you?
Where are you, Jacob? Still waiting for warm weather.
And
Oh my
then Jack
gosh.
says summer needs to chill, it's too hot.
Hey, look, I'm trying to tell you, like, oh my gosh, I can't take the humidity. I can't. It's not in my it's not in my makeup anymore.
The humidity and like my hair, as someone who grew up in a really humid place.
Oh, don't get me started.
It's insane.
Don't get me started. 65-degree me for the
Yeah.
rest. I'm fine with that.
You should move to San Francisco.
Honestly, thinking about it. Like, you guys have weather and it's cold, and I like that. All right, so I'm just making a couple, like a little pattern of my brother.
I love this. It's almost kind of starting to remind me of like a repeating wallpaper.
Exactly. We're gonna make ourselves a little wallpaper today. Let's just call it Junior. We're gonna mess with the opacity of some of it. Let's see how we feel. It's literally just gonna exist in the back. That's all it is. And part of my project is about using the family archive in conjunction with images that I made of spaces and places and the people who are a part of me, such as Brooklyn, Crown Heights, such as my aunt, Auntie Paula, who is just this amazing matriarch who knows everybody and every story and everything, because she's seen it all. My cousins who were born in Guyana but grew up in Brooklyn in the same house, on the same street. They took care of me forever. You know, my sister, who's like my second mother, who just literally, like, I am her child, kind of. And then down to my nephew, who came after us, who's growing up in the same house that I grew up in Virginia.
Wow.
So all of these things are used as inspiration and in this project.
It's really beautiful to have that like connective family history.
Yeah, and it's kind of trippy, but also really beautiful to see my nephew going through the same things that I went through in that house, going to the same schools, and it's beautiful, but also like, oh my gosh, I'm not a child anymore. All right, let's get the timeline going so we could get some animation popping up. And I'd love to hear a little bit about like your family history too, and the language and all of that stuff. It was really beautiful, and it reminded me, I don't know, it was kind of warming.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
stuff like
It was interesting. I think like, you know, when we are asked to do these lives and, you know, maybe there's like something that we know we're going to be talking about, Generative Upscale like really spoke to me about family photos, which is so beautiful that like it also speaks to you in that way too. And it just, I don't know, it like makes projects so much more personal and it gives them another layer of depth.
Yeah. And so with that sort of generative upscale, I want to actually showcase that a little bit more. So I'm going to have some of these things that show.
I like that you're having some fade into the background and others be more prevalent.
Yeah. And then what we're going to do is bring in a little more. I'm gonna bring in, this is my mother when she was 17.
Oh my gosh.
This is when she immigrated into America. Yeah, it's my girl.
That photo is incredible.
Yeah, she,
oh my gosh.
I just can't believe it, being so young, coming to a new country, and just learning all the things that she had to learn. I'm honestly, I'm still learning things myself. Like, I'm like, huh? That's American? Huh? It's such the duality of growing up in an immigrant home, learning American culture and then learning your culture.
Yeah.
So, but it could be really beautiful. All right, we're gonna subtract some of this stuff here. If I can just,
Were there, like, what were sort of the biggest cultural differences that jumped out to you?
It's really weird, and you probably find this kind of funny, but like some people bake their spaghetti. And I thought that was so, I was like, why are you, it's cooked already. You're gonna cook it some more? I don't know, I was just like, I've never in my life.
Oh my gosh, don't even get me started on like the judgmental road of like pasta.
Tell me about it.
Well, I ate somewhere the other day and I was like, oh, what's like, it's like a place where they like make one thing and you go and that's what you get. And I was like, oh, what's the dish today? And they said noodles and I was like, oh no, anyone that calls pasta noodles, like Asian noodles, yes. Italian pasta as noodles, I'm like, oh no, this is gonna be so bad. It was horrible.
Oh!
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry you had to go through that. Like, you know, sometimes it just can't get right. It's all right.
You know, I feel like you're allowed to be like a little bit of a snob with foods that you like grew up.
Let me tell you. I don't know if anybody out there has ever tasted plantains. First of all, I say plantains and not plantains. And they have to be cooked very specifically, and it has to have like 3 grains of salt on each individual. Like, no
okay,
more,
wait,
no
I
less.
need to understand. I need to understand the pronunciation and like, yeah, what's the perfect
I say plantains.
plantains?
Most people say plantains.
Do other people in your family say plantains?
Nobody in my family says plantains. We all say plantains. But there's been like a just in the culture, like how do you say it and how do you not say it, stuff like that. So
All right, chat, go
it
off.
I'll leave it to you guys. I do want to try something here. Image. I want to know what this will do if selected. What this will do to this if we do a little generative upscale. Oh, is it too small?
So, okay, so here, it's actually saying that it's too big because the limit is 4,096 pixels.
Look at that size.
So if you make it smaller...
Let's just try something. 12? Even smaller?
What I like to do when I'm changing the image size is that I actually change it to pixels so that I can make the longest end at the very most 2,000 pixels. That way I can at least increase the scale by 2x.
All right, let's do that. Let's see.
Otherwise, I feel like in any other measurement other than pixels, I'm just sort of guessing. And I'm not good at guessing. Like, I've never guessed the cookies and the jelly beans in the jar. I've never guessed how tall someone at, like...
Honestly, I think I'm good at height, but the jelly beans miss me with it. I don't know anybody who's done that unless you
are a freak.
or have a special touch. You know, I don't know. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh, little baby.
Oh my gosh.
Guys.
Unreal.
Guys, are you guys seeing this? Beautiful. 17 years old. All right, I'll take it. So actually, I'm gonna redo what we did over here. Let's just label this mom, and then pull her back out from, where did I put it? Where's she at? Jeez, Louise. And even some of this, like, I'd like to, like, if I flatten this and do a little, how do we feel about
A little
that?
retouch.
Ooh. Just a little something.
I know, I kind of want to, like, get rid of the stuff around her chin.
Let's see.
Like, it wouldn't bother me if it wasn't on such, like, a crucial part of her face, right?
Yeah, but you know what? What did Ted say? Break it. All right, got a little funky.
I wonder if it's worth using the remove tool here.
Let's see.
If we use our AI companion. I feel like this is actually like the perfect use case.
Do.
Nice.
Here we go, guys. Do you think it's gonna work?
Live demo, yep. I'm putting the, good parking energy out there. Yes, let's go.
Look at that! Shelly B is coming alive here. All right.
Chin marks be gone.
Fantastic. Oh.
Wow, this is
Shout
an
out to
incredible
her.
photo.
Shout out to her. Like, shout out. This is fantastic. I love this. Okay.
She's serving face.
She is every day. Every day. That's my girl. All right. Let's use this, shall we? Cycle through real quick. Pop my girl here. And let's select her on out of here. I like that. Look at her. Look at her Afro puffs, guys. Like, I could never. I literally could never. All right.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
The photo of her is just beyond.
It really is. This was her passport photo.
That's the kind of passport photo that you like hire a professional photographer to take because you're like, I actually just want to look hot in my photo for the next 10 years.
So just like do this. I take my own passport photos. Do you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, never again will I hate my
Hey.
passport photo. And then I get it back and they've like, I don't know, they've like zoomed in on it and it's like super blown out, and I'm like, this is not the photo that I gave you.
At all.
Like,
At all. So I think I want to start with her here. We're gonna close our group here so it's easier to see.
I really like the photo of her against that
Isn't it gorge?
background. It's perfect.
I'm gonna bring just a little faux shoulder back
Yeah.
and round it out here, just so it makes sense on both sides. And this is not supposed to be perfect again, y'all. All right?
Nothing we do is perfect.
And we have to let it go. All right. Whoopsie. Let's create my frames. And then we're gonna, that generative thing is, that, come on.
Yeah.
Upscale.
It's definitely the move.
It is, that's a lifesaver. All right, actually start with the empty box here. Then she's gonna pop in. We're gonna double that. We're gonna also extend that time there. Great. Also gonna extend her time as well. Double that up, triple that up. And slowly, my brother's gonna pop in on these. My lovely older brother, 3 years older, used to play together like like we were twins. They used to call us twins. Like, and when people saw me, they're like, oh, you're so-and-so's little sister. I'm like, oh, I'm never gonna get away.
Oh my gosh.
Ever.
As the oldest child, I've never had that.
Yeah?
And I don't think my brother has had that either because we're so far apart in age
Yeah.
that by the time he rolled around, he only ever had like a couple of overlapping teachers. But how far apart are you and your brother?
So we're 3 years apart, but at some point of the year, we're 4 years apart.
Huh.
Yeah. Because I'm December and he's January.
Makes sense. Only for a little bit.
Only for a little bit. All right, so I'm just popping him in here so my mother's child just pops in the back, sort of dancing. And this is an homage to them because her birthday, January 22nd. His birthday, January 23rd.
Wow.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine giving birth to like your twin?
What a birthday gift.
What a birthday gift. Labor.
I always say happy birthday to moms on their kids'
absolutely.
birthdays because they gave birth, but this is a really accurate.
Absolutely. You have to because this is your birthday, really. Like the kids, yeah, but like, no, you did it all. You did it all. All right. And then we're going to pop in some of him here. All right, I like that. Because kids take over you. No, I love my brother.
I love it.
He's great. And she's my girl. Okay. I feel good about that. And that, this upscale is really just creating a whole new level and depth to this. And what I kind of want to try is a bit of, I'm going to bring some elements from the first project into this. And we're going to see if we can pop some stuff in from there. These flamingos. I have these necklaces on, and a part of my necklaces, it's like a family heirloom.
Our
And I have,
flamingos a family.
No, but they're in Aruba. And so we have these like little Dutch shoes because it was part of the
I love that.
little.
I'm looking at all the charms. I see
Yes.
there's like a clog, a ring, half of a heart.
Yep.
What are
the
they all
palm
about?
tree. So the clog was a gift from my grandfather to my mother when she went to Aruba pregnant with me.
Oh,
And then
gosh.
yeah, and
Like that actual charm that you're wearing.
yeah.
Wow.
She gave it to me. And then the half heart was just from his jewelry shop. And then the ring was hers. And then what else do I have? Palm tree. Aunt gave that to me on my 13th birthday. And it has coconuts on it if you look really close.
I really like it. I was checking it out earlier, making me feel light with my like one single thing on my necklace over here.
And it's like you can hear wherever I am because you hear them like clink clanking.
Jingling.
Yeah, just jingling all over the place. All right, we got some flamingos in here again from the last
Adding the
live.
flamingos back in.
We gotta have some animals, some something because my mother loved animals. It's her favorite thing to watch. I grew up watching National Geographic and Discovery and all that stuff when TV was a thing.
I went through like a major phase of watching like all of the Animal Planet, like all of that during the pandemic.
Yeah,
and
all of that. That's what she would make us like. That was sort of like the punishment. Like, you have to watch like horses being born and like stuff like that. I was like, okay, cool.
You're like, this is beautiful.
Honestly. And then my aunt would make us watch cooking shows. And I was like, honestly, I don't hate this.
Is she into Bake Off?
Am I in the Bake Off? Like, that is my absolute favorite show. Like, I'm dying for the next.
Okay, honestly, me too. Did you watch Junior Bake Off?
Of course. I'm pretty sure I did, but that was a while ago, no?
It was a while ago.
Yeah.
In the beginning, when I started watching it, I was like, they're so bad. And then the furthermore I watched it, I was like, but it's so good. But
It's
they're
so
so
good.
bad. Like,
It's so
it was
good.
incredible.
It's
they're
too
also
good.
lovable.
All right.
So what are you doing right now?
Right now, I'm just popping in my individual flamingos here because I need the individuals. Gotta have some individual time. And I like the group, but we're gonna stick with this. So a little homage again to my family, to where I'm from, to those that came before me. It's my girls, my guys. All right, we're gonna do a little. Let me just check and see what we have going on. Is the timing right? Do I like it?
Let's review.
Mom is there, brother's dancing, we're missing something. Something missed here. All right, there it is.
Is it possible to have them not cover her face on that?
Absolutely.
Right? I like love everything, but I want her to stay centered in some way.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love what you're doing.
Kids can't take over everything, huh? They take your food. They take your money. They can't have this moment. All right. And then I'm just going to have everybody disappear. I think that's more of less, what's it called? It's less, what's the word? Stark.
Yeah.
Good transition. All right, so what I'm going to do quickly is just copy, like I did earlier, and paste. If you guys saw that live earlier, if not, it's up for viewing, and I'm deleting things I'm not supposed to be deleting. All right. This last one, we're missing all of the accoutrements.
The accoutrements.
The accoutrement. That's what it was. All right, 1 second, because I deleted my brother. Lord. Sometimes it happens, though, you know, like kids get forgot about. All right, here we go. Let me delete my frames and not my layers. We're good there. All right, do. All right. We are gonna copy, and we are just gonna paste. Holding that option down and dragging them over.
Oh my gosh, it's looking so good. I still am so drawn to the image of her, and I like how like crisp and clear it feels, even though you've like
she just took it.
yeah, even though
yesterday.
you like decrease the opacity a little bit, it like still feels really sharp.
And honestly, you know what I think I want to do because of that? I think I want to bring it. I think I want her to be more stark, more, you know what I mean?
A little bolder.
Yeah, more contrast on her.
Yeah, let's do it.
She deserves that. Actually, let me level it, because what am I doing? Levels every day. Curves, I mean. Oof.
Do you find that you use curves a lot when you're toning, or are you more of like a slider girl?
Oh, no, I definitely use curves. I feel like there's more control.
Yeah.
For me personally. How do you feel?
I go back and forth. I find that like with curves, there's more control, but it's so sensitive that sometimes I'm like, ugh. Like I'm a person where if I'm using a tripod, I don't like for it to be on a ball because then I feel like it's like doing all of this crazy stuff. I want it to like only move forward and back and only move side to side. And I kind of feel that way with like sliders too. Like I appreciate the like one directionality.
The sort of control to it.
Well, that there's like a limitation.
I'm here for that. I think I like the ball because I don't know. I guess I'm a little so it allows me to get like crazier like angles or things like that. Because
Yeah.
I do a lot of self-portraits sometimes. So, my flamingos. So it allows me to sort of get wacky.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, now I want to see your self-portrait work.
Oh my God. Oh, I have to show you because it gets really cool. I think I've had the most fun by myself taking self-portraits.
I get it.
All right, we're gonna do you do self-portraits as well?
I do. I find that it's really fun when you're in an environment that's really inspiring and beautiful, but you're not with a team. There aren't, like other people around, or there aren't any models, and it's just sort of easy to like embody the subject in the moment and occupy space.
Yeah, and I think that is exactly what it is. You get to kind of sort of focus in.
Yeah.
So right now I'm just kind of cleaning up my flamingo here, just a little there. We're just gonna double them though, because I feel like they need to be a little more present here.
You can't have too many flamingos.
Let me tell you. Have you ever seen one in real life?
I have. I also, I was in Brazil earlier this year, and I went to these salt flats, and there was a moment at sunset where I guess, like, would you call it a flock? Like a flock of flamingos was flying in a V formation overhead, and it was this like beautiful like purple pink sunset, and then these like warm orange pink flamingos, and it was incredible.
Gosh, you're really like, that sounds fantastic. I love that. Chat, have we seen flamingos in real life? To me,
Yeah.
they're scary. I was so nervous. I was like, oh my God, too close, too
Like,
close.
how do they balance?
Oh, you're like this big, and you have like stick legs. Like,
literally,
come on.
it's like a toothpick leg.
I know. All right, so I'm just copying all my flamingos here. Again, want to make a nice little wallpaper. One thing I really enjoy are patterns, and I think that flamingos will get you there. Flamingos are probably the best.
I feel like flamingos also had this like very specific moment within the vernacular of the visual world. Like, you know how certain animals will be trendy?
Yep.
Like, in the 90s, like turtles and dolphins were the hot thing.
Dolphins, sorry, that was me.
And then like during like, I don't know, like the early aughts, it was like, when hipsters were like, it was like owls were really in and sparrows. I'm trying to, and then I feel like flamingos came in. I'm trying to think of what the like vernacular is now. I feel like it's like sardines and like
like fish.
Yeah,
For sure.
I feel
think
like
that's
there's, like,
definitely it. I feel like you're not wrong with that. I've seen fish shirts. I've put fish shirts in my cart. I'm about to probably buy a fish shirt. Like, I think you're not wrong there.
Hey, summer is still bumping.
It's summer. It's still summer. It's summer.
This is looking so good. I like the way it grows, the pattern.
Yeah, and I'm thinking for the flamingos though, like, I really can't see them. So I'm gonna make a new color for them because they're competing with this beautiful
Let's do it.
sort of green. Let's do a little, no, that's definitely gonna compete. Pink, red, green.
I feel like green looks really fun against pink.
Like that.
Yeah, or even like a slightly warmer green.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like a mint, more like
You're definitely in my brain.
Yeah, like a chartreusey kind of vibe.
So we're not gonna fall too far away.
Yeah, I love that.
All right, Mama. We're gonna come back here. Take that green off of you.
Honestly, I feel like colors trend too in the
Oh,
same
for
way
sure.
as like animals. Ooh, I love it.
That's good.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know where I am? Green. Green is like, I'm like so obsessed. Do you have a color? I have color moments.
I mean, I have colors that I really like to wear.
Yeah.
I think I gravitate toward red, green, white.
Okay.
Whoa, that's so funny. That's like literally the Italian flag. Not together, but like on their own.
Yeah, I hear you. This is so, like, I feel like this sort of upscale has really, like, I feel really inspired by it, and it has really taken everything to the next level, honestly.
Agreed. I, like, all of a sudden was inspired to just, like, upscale all of the family photos that I have
Yeah.
to just better preserve them.
Yeah. And, like, I'm a little nervous to show my family this because they're gonna be like, boom,
Yeah.
big old box. Can you
Stack.
fix these images?
Well, the beauty is that it's so easy and straightforward that literally they could do it themselves.
I know. No, they're gonna be like, I can't make this work for us. And I kind of want to work on. So this is part of the same like work that I've been working on with my family. These are my images that I made to accompany the archives. So we're just gonna pop something in here.
Ooh, oh my gosh, I love all of these photos.
Let's see.
Also, Jacob is asking what the trendy animal will be of the 2030s.
Please, somebody like drop something. Somebody. What do you think it's gonna be?
Well, if I'm trying to think if there's like a pattern, because I feel like the 90s was like water, then it was like sky, and now it's water again. So it's probably gonna be some sort of like sky thing again.
Think so?
I don't know. I feel like land animals
Lisa
kind
Frank
of.
of you.
Yeah. Well, land animals kind of always stay very like consistently not in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I feel like it has to be something extreme. Wow, that's so beautiful.
Ooh, missing a little. Oh no, those are
Missing some finger.
missing just a little itty bitty piece. I wonder. Let's see. What can we do? Ah, come to me. There we go. Adios. Give me a little.
It can get a little tricky when we move into like shadow zones, right? Where like the
definitely.
technology has a little bit of a harder time recognizing like where an object begins and ends, and that's why we still need the human touch.
But I say it did pretty good. It did pretty well. Just gotta mask a little.
Yeah.
But I agree. That human touch is still very much needed. All right. Just a quick cleanup. Nothing too perfect.
That looks great.
Just his finger. Just
Also,
his hand.
maybe something else can overlap that part of the hand so
Yeah.
that you're not even worrying about it.
But I feel like sometimes the imperfections, that's where the beauty is.
It's true.
Especially in this, because I don't want to think too much. We're not thinking too much. That's why these tools are great, because I don't have to think. It's just happening with one click, I think. That's how I've taken it. All right, there we go. And his hand is gonna touch. He's gonna be my grandfather immigrated into America because the UK was too hard. That's what he said. He was like, I'm sorry, it just was very difficult for a man in his 30s. But what he did once he got to America was brought all his kids over. And that's how we got here. And I love that.
What's the story behind this photo?
We just went to go visit him. And he lived in Long Island for my whole life. But my grandfather was an avid bowler. And so he liked to wear his 300, it's like a perfect bowl, his 300 ring. He had like 6 or 7 of them.
That is insane.
Yeah.
300?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That was his thing. If he wasn't bowling, he really wasn't doing anything else. He had to bowl. So.
I feel good if I break 100. I can't
Honestly,
even
I
imagine.
feel good if I just hit a pin, a singular pin. So, yeah, he did much more than that. He was also a tailor. And so I think a lot of like my design and like just interest in the arts comes from him. And I think that's where my mom kind of got it from as well. And yeah, he was a very influential person in our family. All right, so I'm gonna pop him in and he is going to play a bit with these flamingos. If I could just get him in there. Let's play this because,
Let's see where it's at.
yeah. Oh, they look so good.
Yeah, these are really fun. So you were saying that you have like a section on your website dedicated to your conceptual gifts. Do clients ever reach out to you and say like, hey, can you create something like this for us? Or is this solely like just like a side art practice for you?
Well, it started out as such. It started out as like a way to, like I said earlier, to get creative without parameters. So once people kind of learned that I did this, I did this really beautiful gift project for a foundation, and they gave grants to women who were in what's it called? They're in remission, and the grant was for you to do anything you wanted with. And I did one of individual grantees, portraits and gifts, and it was really beautiful. And that's up on the website as well too. So if you want to see something a little bit different than this, with images that I actually took. So yeah,
How special.
it was really special actually. So yeah. Okay, let me get this hand doing something. Let me get it in here with some, 1 second. I feel like I want him dancing on a beach, but that might be, all right, here we're gonna get this football field in here. And
Where's the football field?
So this football field is the field where I sprained my hip.
Sprained your hip?
I sprained my hip when I was in the 7th grade doing hurdles.
No.
And so at a meet, while I'm okay today, I realized my nephew also goes here, and he also ran track here. So it's like that thing again of like watching my nephew go through the same steps that I go through, minus the hip sprain.
Thank goodness.
Thank God. All right, I'm gonna clean up just a little bit here because I can't find what I need.
Let's do it.
And all right, perfect. How do we want to do this? I'm actually gonna break it up. Actually, let's see if this could get what I need. All right. I'm gonna do a really messy selection of this field here. I like that.
I like the way that you bring in larger scenes in kind of like a dream sequence kind of way. Like the way that
Yeah.
you sort of like hazed out the edges of the beach scene earlier. I'm like imagining something similar here with the football field.
And it's gonna be just like literal pieces, and he's gonna be like a hand coming out of the sky.
Amazing.
Let's make sure we can get that in there.
It's interesting to see your process because in moments like this, you're like, how is this going to work? And then you like click, click, click,
Yeah.
and it all comes together.
I know. And I know, like, and if I'm moving way too fast, please let me know. But I guess my goal is to like make things as quirky and as like weird looking as I possibly can within the time frame. Because I usually used to give myself like 30 minutes to do it. What can I get out of 30 minutes? And that's kind of how we got here.
I appreciate that element within the practice that you're sort of like setting a time limit so that you're not like hyper focused on perfection and on the details and more just on like creating an output.
Exactly, because it's like I'm trying to get out of that sort of experience of overthinking and doing too much.
Absolutely.
And I'm just adding adjustments to individual layers. So his hand right now I felt like needed a little bit color. I made the field a little poppy.
Love.
We got this sky here looking skyish in the sky. I like the edges too. It's kind of funky. It reminds me a little bit of clouds.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go back and clean our layers up because I just added a lot of stuff, as you can see. So we're gonna pop that off. We're gonna take off that field. And we're gonna just review and see what we got going on.
I love this one of your mom's so much.
It just came out so perfect. I can't even like...
I almost kind of want the one of your grandfather's hand to not have flamingos and to instead have like some other like element that speaks more to like him, whether it's like bowling ball or like, yeah, I don't know, something else.
I like that. He doesn't need flamingos though. I agree. He's after. But I like if the elements popped up a little bit more. A nice introduction with that empty layer. Let's turn these off. Get his hand in there. We'll do that for all of them. Empty layer, pop in the floor. Pop in sky. And pop in the hand of my grandfather Ron. But we have to turn everything else on. Let's turn that field on. Okay. And possibly a bowling ball. Alright. And maybe for this, we can do a quick screen change so I can find a bowling ball.
Quick screen change?
Yeah.
So maybe we'll pause on your screen for a moment.
Yeah, just
while you
for 2
find the
seconds.
bowling ball. And then it's cool too to sort of like see this come to life.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, interesting how when you're in the process of creating something, to your point earlier, you'll come up with ideas for things that you want and, you know, like, I like that it's so fluid, that you don't come into it with a really solid set idea and instead you come into it with a really open mind.
Yeah. And I think that's probably one of the things that like keeps it interesting to me.
Yeah.
Because I get bored really easily. So it has to keep me coming back. So okay. So we're gonna pop in this bowling ball for him. Even if it's a little cartoony, I think we got
And
some
so
good ones.
we got called out earlier for Googling Live, so we're not doing that.
Not doing that again. All right, so we're back in Photoshop, and we're gonna pull out a nice, I like the orange one. So let's go ahead and remove that background.
Easy peasy.
Super easy. And we're gonna pop this beautiful orange ball.
I love the orange and the blue together.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. Let's put this on top of his hand though, on top of the sky.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna pop that for 2 seconds. We're gonna turn it off. Turn it off everywhere. And then we're gonna make our own to double that up. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's fine. We're gonna let this sit a little bit longer, 5 seconds, just so we don't have to make multiple layers. Pop off that sky. Pop off the sky and the field. Pop in a bowling ball. We're gonna move his hand a bit here too.
It's really starting to feel like him.
Yes. Also, it's starting to kind of feel like you know that painting?
He's reaching for his 300 score.
300. He's got to have it. All right. I like that. Okay. It's also like this like hand that's just like coming out of nowhere.
It's funny too because changing the angle of the hand, how you had it before, feels like a hand at rest.
Yeah.
And then this hand feels very like, I don't know, like gestural.
A little bit. Kind of a little, maybe a little elegance.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. So we are just quickly gonna double this frame up. But what I want to do also is I want him to transition out. And similar to the last, we need one more frame in here. We need to take off that field. Okay, perfect. Now he's starting to move out like Homer in the in the grass. If you know what that reference is.
Yes. Oh my gosh. It's
What's
like,
that?
I like, it's funny to see you make these little micro adjustments because each individual frame feels like so silly on its own. And then when
Yeah.
you see it all come together, it makes so much sense.
Right, I know this does look kind of odd, but I swear it's gonna make sense. And we're coming in, just moving his hand in slowly. Name your layers. or color code them, whichever works for you. We're gonna check this out really quick, make sure this makes sense. Hand out, ball in. Okay, cool. And then we're gonna fix that layer later. The ball's moving, but his hand needs to move too with that. Actually, I'm gonna make some bigger distance.
I appreciate that this reminds me a lot of like stop motion video.
And I've always wanted to do stop motion, but I don't think I have like the full patience. Like
to do it IRL.
There are things I wish I could do in life, and I just can't, and I just give it up to the people that can, and I'm just like, man, you're fantastic.
I mean, I think that for a photographer, it's also a really weird thing to just be like, yeah, my camera's just gonna live on a tripod this whole time.
And I'm just gonna...
And I'm focused on, like, the styling, essentially.
Essentially, and it's just like, you mean to tell me, like, I'm just moving, like Coraline, like, I'm just moving this clay. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's definitely a patience sort of
100%.
job. All right, so let's leave a little itty bitty tension in there.
Oh yeah,
just
we need that.
A little bit. Can't fully touch it. Let's just see what this is looking like.
Oh
All
my
right,
gosh.
I see some changes in there that need to be fixed, but for the most part, I'm loving it.
I love that like each moment feels very different and like specific to like the theme and the person that's being celebrated.
Right, exactly. And I like that you saw that.
So like as we're sort of in like, you know, like our last 7 minutes of the stream, how do you know when something is done? Like how do you know when it's complete?
That timer. Once
that 30 minutes?
Once that 30 minutes is over, you have to just be okay with what the thing is.
Yeah.
And I really like that because at any point, I'm okay. I go into this and I'm okay with whatever or wherever I am. Like I'm okay with that.
You're like, that's the stopping point.
And that's okay. I think that's also been a little personal achievement that I've been proud of. Like just being okay with what I have made. It's perfect as it is.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's hard as artists to kind of get there. But I have one more last thing I'm going to finish this up with because I can't just have him just touch it. I just want it to just like...
He's got a bowl 300.
It's a bowl 300.
Or he will not be happy.
I don't know if we can do that here. But what I will do is... all right. We're going to make this bowling ball... hold on. Okay, cool. That's cool? No, that's not cool. We're gonna make a new one. Undo. We're gonna make her a little bit bigger. And we're gonna clean this up in 2 seconds. But I just gotta make the layers. And I just gotta make the things. And they gotta start moving.
So wild to see your vision come to life through these
weird
single frames.
Right, like what the heck? But I promise you, it makes sense. All right, now we're just gonna speed it up because we don't need exactly.
Oh, this is so fun.
All right, one more. And then the last frame.
Yeah, how are we ending this?
And we're gonna end it with color. All right. I feel good there. Okay. Do. New frame. Turn all this off. And then we're gonna, that hand has got to move out. Our ball has to come back, but it's growing as he is making his exit.
So the hand is moving out.
The hand's moving out.
Ball is growing.
The ball's growing, but everything is happening pretty quickly. Hand out. New ball, new frames. As you can see,
Wow.
these hands gotta go. Maybe just the edge of it. New frames.
Just the tip.
And in this frame, he's gonna go bye-bye. And now I'm just,
And the ball takes over.
the ball's gonna take over. And then we're gonna end it with color. And we'll be good.
Ooh.
Let's start it over and see what we got.
I'm feeling this. I'm dying to see it from the jump.
Look at her.
Insane.
Adobe, you really did your big one with this because this is fantastic. Look at that. Can't wait to show the family. Homage to my father, Aruba, me, my grandfather, America, his bowling,
His skills.
fantastic. Bowls of 300.
I love it. That looks great.
Yeah, I like it.
When you like look at this, are you ever like, oh, I have like a favorite part of this? Or do you just appreciate all of it?
I just appreciate all of it because I think I do it in parts, so in sections when I'm able to, and it's just like I don't have a favorite spot. I usually just go back in and like start to make like smaller changes, but no, I think I like them for different reasons, so it's hard to like pick one spot.
Absolutely.
You know.
And you're like, touching all parts of it, so it makes sense that you would be equally excited.
Yeah, and I think that sometimes, there we go. There goes my color. I don't know. Sometimes the story and the parts that I'm trying to tell, I think it's more important to tell the story than to just like have a favorite part. You know what I'm saying? Or to like hone in on one specific part.
Absolutely.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, you can equally appreciate all the pieces.
Yeah. Our color came back. I feel like that looks better.
That looks incredible.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah. The generative upscale, I feel like I could see myself using that for a lot of this stuff, being a part of this project that I'm working on, because I'm working with like their passport photos and like their paper licenses and like all these things that they had to come with that just can't really stand, up to time.
Absolutely.
So I think it's gonna be really
digitizing
fun.
them is
Yeah.
a great idea in general.
And I think the family's really gonna appreciate that. And I'm planning on putting that into like a family tree. So hopefully we're able to do that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would actually be a really fun project, would be like getting photos of everyone in your family and then making a family tree of upscaled, like really well preserved digital images.
Yeah.
I'm like, we should get together and do that.
No, definitely. I got my family together and we literally I said, everyone meet this day at this house. And we did. And I took photos of everybody for the family tree and everyone's kids and all that stuff. So I have to keep that going every other year or so. So
What a beautiful gift.
Yeah.
I love that you did that.
yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you so much for showing us so much insight into your process.
Yes.
Like, this is such a cool project that you have
Yeah.
going, and I like watching it unfold directly before our eyes. And thank you to everyone so much for joining
Thank
us
you
as
guys
well.
for having me.
You can find Nikk. Jacob added her website and her Instagram in the chat, so please
Yes.
go check out her work and give her a follow and stay tuned and keep enjoying creating.
Thank you. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Bye.